was all alone. Then you showed up under my umbrella. Oh, shelter from the cold. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from strangers down, lost in time with one another? The hourglass takes us further from here. Strangers down, lost in time with one another. The hourglass takes us further from here. Strangers down, lost in time with one another. The hourglass takes us further from here. Strangers down, lost in time with one another. The hourglass takes us further from here. I was all alone. Then you showed up under my umbrella. Oh, shelter from the cold. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Strangers down, lost in time with one another. The hourglass takes us further from here. Strangers down, lost in time with one another.
walking through the tunnel and it's danger. No lights, the dark entertainer. Clouds then puff, dissipate in the laser. We can glow sparks, enough art to blaze ya. Listen up, walking through the tunnel and it's danger. No lights, the dark entertainer. Clouds then puff, dissipate in the laser. We can glow sparks, enough art to blaze ya. Listen up.
Yeah, from the cradle to the urn. They tried to tell me exercise, but patience wait my turn. Biggest turn when these pagans finna learn. What adjourn. Paradigm shift, but people about to watch it burn. Man, a renegade. Vagrant to the core. Pollution at its peak. Watch the stage and settle scores. Ignition level 20. Fuck a penny for your thoughts. For the many, not the few. 4% a thing of law.
Hello and welcome into the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. It's a Rocket League Wednesday. It's a special one, though. No regular season for PlayVS. We had that on Monday, and it was an epic 3-game series that we watched. Tonight, it's the Maui Invitational for Boise State, one of the select Rocket League teams invited to the Maui Invitational, which, of course, roots back to original basketball tournaments that took place on the islands. And now they're expanding to esports in Boise State, one of the teams selected to play in it. And we'll see how the Broncos do here in the group stage of the Maui Invitational. I am Michael Fisher, joined by Peyton Waken Wilkins, as I am every Wednesday for Rocket League Wednesday. And today, Waken, we're going to kick things off. Boise State versus Lackawanna. And the Boise State Blue team, who will be the team playing, I think all the members are available on the team, but we'll mainly see the trio that we know and love. They had a really epic, 5-game series on Monday. They're starting to win again, but it's not in the dominating fashion we saw at the start of the semester. I expect a lot of close games tonight because Boise State Blue, they're winning. They're not scoring a lot of goals, though.
Yeah, I hope to see the best from them. You know, sometimes it does happen that teams that do end up going in slumps, but then they end up figuring themselves out. They get that momentum back, and then they build themselves up. So hopefully this week we're going to continue to see that momentum building. So
you see here the Maui Esports Invitational, 20 schools, 10 top-tier esports program, 8 top basketball schools, 2 play-in teams with a group stage that feeds into a bracket, and then the finals will be nationally broadcast. We're here in the group stage. Boise State fitting into one of those top-tier esports programs that received an invitation. Here we see the group. Boise State not drawing the easiest group, as they do have to take on Northwood, who is one of the best Rocket League teams in the country. Indiana, Lackawanna, and Davidson will be the Broncos' other competition. So we'll have 4 games tonight. The top 2 teams from the group will advance. So besides Northwood, there's a really good shot here waiting for Boise State to maybe find that second-place spot and advance to the next round.
Yeah, I mean, Northwood is really like the main one to look out for. You know, that might be even a series that we can like already expect to drop, because they're just, I don't even know if there's any team out there right now that could beat them. They're just so strong. They have players that are in the top level of Rocket League, even outside of college, just top level of Rocket League in general in the RLCS. So I expect if we do play Northwood tonight, it's going to be a pretty tough match. But as far as all the other teams, I think it's going to be pretty close.
Yeah, Boise State Blue starting to figure things out. I will say the one thing that I noticed a lot on Monday, Waiting, is we talk about the passing for Boise State, and you're always saying get in the passing lanes, Teams are really adapting to that. So do you think it might be time for Cosmobuster or Baynock or even Ace Pocket, who was the hero Monday, to start making more solo plays and have a solo queue mentality? Because it feels like recently the passes just aren't working because teams are ready for these passes between all 3 members.
Yeah, I think against the higher level teams, that's really what it comes down to. You know, against teams that aren't really used to that passing, like they're just, you can kind of just pass all over them, and then it's going to work out perfectly fine. But against those higher level teams that are used to it, you kind of have to switch it up a little bit, do some passes, some solo plays. So hopefully we see that coming out of Boise State Blue tonight.
As we mentioned, we will have 4 games tonight for Boise State. Northwood, Lackawanna, Indiana, and Davidson. Have to see what order they are in. Looks like potentially it is going to be Boise State versus Northwood. We will have to see those. We mentioned Northwood, one of the best teams in Rocket League right now. They actually, in a different competition, just took down Akron, who's considered one of the strongest teams. They 4-0'd them. So they're going to be a great measuring stick for Boise State. If they keep that series close, even if it's a 3-0, you've got to have some confidence in Boise State for the rest of these games. But the rest of the games, as you mentioned, these are very winnable games. Waiting as we see Doc's keys here, play fast, maintain side control, confident callouts, and olay those demos. Something that Boise State has actually struggled with. A lot of teams, besides getting in passing lanes, have gotten very physical, if you will, with Boise State. Constant demos, and a lot of those demos have led to goals for the other team. It's all brought to you by Count, whose Identity Trust Global Network delivers real-time fraud prevention, account protection, and enables a personalized customer experience for more than 9,000 leading brands and payment providers. Going to help you olay any of those nasty things you see online. If you want to stay safe, go check them out at count.com, KOUNT.com. And what are you looking for, Wade? I mean, we had Boise State Blue on a 4-game losing streak. They've started to win a little bit. So what are you looking for in these first couple games from the Boise State Rocket League squad tonight?
I really want to see them adapt early on, because you know we saw on Monday they seemed to do a pretty good job of that, where like they went down earlier on in the series, but then they ended up coming back and winning it from just adapting so well and adjusting to their opponent's play style. So hopefully we see that coming out tonight, as it looks like our first match is going to be against Northwood tonight. So a tough match to start it off, but it will for sure, no matter the result, this will definitely be a good warm-up for them.
Yeah, it'll be a great measuring stick for Boise State, taking on probably the top collegiate Rocket League team in the country, if not the top one of the best. As we see right now, Boise State with a decent side control. Ace Pocket just going to bump it down. Buddy's waiting on the corner. Gets stolen away, though, by Baynock. Plays it off the crossbar. Noxus just barely tips that one. He'll try and play it off the wall. Ace Pocket in the corner. Going to rattle it around. Shot on net is turned away. Cosmoster's going to follow it up. Unfortunately, the ceiling's going to redirect that ball. It looks like Buddy's going to be able to push it back down towards the other side. Now Cosmobuster going to push it away from his own net. Noxus going to take a shot. Hits the crossbar. Buddy on a wide open net scores the first goal of the game.
That is exactly what I was expecting there. Cosmobuster, he goes on the backboard. He was trying to pass it out to Baynock there, who was coming back, but Noxus just reads it perfectly. That's exactly what I was talking about. They can read those passes so well. They know exactly what the defense is thinking as they're trying to clear it out of their half. And if you're Boise State, you got to kind of think 2 steps ahead and prevent Northwood from predicting your passes.
See, once again, the Broncos have had some decent side controls. Cosmobuster off the kickoff will dribble it down. Looks like Pirates and Noxus going to combine for a hit over to Buddies. Do get a demo from Cosmobuster on to Noxus. First one of the night. Pirates will contest that ball, but a nice pass from Baynock down to Ace Pocket. He'll pop it up over Noxus, who just barely gets a hood on it to make an excellent save. And then Pirates going to push it back over to Buddy, who can't quite find it. He'll redirect it towards midfield, and Ace Pocket clears it over to Baynock. Going to play it off the back wall. Unfortunately for Boise State, no one in rotations. Noxus whiffed on it. Now we see an attempted pass from Cosmobuster to Baynock, intercepted there. And Boise State, unfortunately, also loses Ace Pocket on the demo. Should allow Northwood to clear this one out.
Man, I mean, Northwood is transitioning off of defense there, but that was a really good, comfortable attack, positioning and rotation, everything from Boise State. They were getting, really aggressive, but not too aggressive to where they could get scored on from some counterattack. You know, even as Northwood did transition onto offense, Boise State never really felt uncomfortable during that transition. So I was really happy with how, they were staying aggressive, forcing Northwood back on their heels, but not getting too aggressive to where it's risky.
Yeah, we've seen Boise State actually have some decent side control here. As Cosmobuster's going to try and bicycle that one away from Buddy, who spiked it off the wall. But a great little save there. Might have been by the crossbars. The game gives credit to nobody and knocks his shot turned away by Baynock. Cosmobuster going to pop it away. Pirates, though, intercepts near midfield. Tries to take a shot on net. Ace Pocket pushes it away, but Buddy is right there. Cosmobuster in front of his own net. Pass over to Ace Pocket, but he can't get anywhere as Buddy intercepts it in the corner. Cosmobuster tries to clear it down, but once again, Pirates is waiting. He'll play it off the backboard for a teammate. It's Noxus who takes the shot. Baynock makes a great save, though. Cosmobuster forced to olay that demo and can't get control of the ball. Ace Pocket will just pop it above his net. Buddy off the ceiling with a great pass, but a good job by Baynock reading that one, and he's able to keep it away. But right now, Boise State's still trying to find a clear. It's been about a minute, and another great save from Ace Pocket. Might be a great opportunity, but Pirates reads that one perfectly. Sets it up for Noxus, who can't quite get a shot. Cosmobuster hits it back to Baynock. Pass back to Ace Pocket, who tries to clear it. Double taps it off the hood of Buddy. And Boise State finally gets it over to the orange side now.
And I love it. Again, Boise State, there's another shot that Pirates is forced to pre-jump and go for the dunk on. They're creating these opportunities, just Northwood is barely connecting on them. And after so many chances, you got to think Boise State is going to find a hole on the defense somewhere.
You see right now, once again, they've got to survive another attack here. As that's going to be a whiff from Buddy, but a great knock off the ball by Noxus, who Ace Pocket thought he had an easy clear. Nice pass, though, and Boise State ties it up.
That was such a good play from Boise State. They transition on offense so cleanly. Cosmobuster down to Baynock. He sees he's wide open, then Baynock, he can't take a powerful shot from there. He's probably going to get saved, so he just drops it right back to Cosmo. It's just a perfect textbook passing play.
Boise State hanging with Northwood right now. Northwood, one of the best collegiate Rocket League teams, and the Broncos giving everything right up to kickoff. Baynock's shot just goes wide. A great play by Noxus to just bump him off the goal. But Baynock has a follow-up. He'll hit the crossbar, and Buddy's able to get to the ball before Cosmobuster is. But on the redirect, he's going to pass it over to Ace Pocket, who hits off the crossbar as well. Boise State could not get much closer. But Cosmobuster redirects it, and Ace Pocket puts it home, and Boise State has a lead.
Man, there's just so much pressure. I think there was a couple missed opportunities there from Boise State, but they handled it well. They stayed composed, didn't let it get to their heads, and they finished executing the play.
Boise State right now really challenging Northwood when they have opportunities. As you mentioned, Wade, Boise State's had a lot of great chances, and finally a couple of them gone in. Unfortunately, Cosmo and Baynock will double commit on that one, but Ace Pocket makes an excellent save there. And there's a minute left in the Broncos lead here in Game 1 of the Maui Invitational in Group D between Boise State and Northwood. Baynock, another great opportunity. He'll pop it up towards midfield. Does look like he's going to get Noxus to clear that one, and Buddy plays it over Cosmo Buster. Ace Pocket can't quite read it off the wall, but there's no follow-up shot, and the Broncos remain in control. But a great shot by Pirate ties it up.
Yeah, that's just the infield passing play. When you only have one person back on defense, you have to either defend the goal or defend the pass. And unfortunately, Cosmo Buster wasn't able to defend both there as he was rotating back. And that's just a great executed play from Northwood. That's the passing plays that I was expecting them coming right out of this match. But it took them about 4 minutes to really break down the defense of Boise State and start figuring them out. But now that they have, I wouldn't be surprised if we see them pick up the pace here for the rest of the series.
See Pirates pass it over to Buddy. Ace Pocket gets dunked on by Noxious, and now with 30 seconds left, the Broncos trying to get it clear to at least get into overtime. Shot and a double commit for Boise State. Baynock just barely able to clear that one away. He's got one man left to beat. Forces Noxus to redirect it, though, and Boise State's going to be able to breathe here for a couple of seconds, but Noxus going to carry it down over Ace Pocket. Nice challenge by Cosmo Buster, but Pirates is right there. Pass over to Noxus, tries to recenter it for Buddy, but a great double save by Boise State. And with 5 seconds left, the ball goes back towards midfield. Potentially a last-second chance here for the Broncos, but Pirates will intercept that. Over to Noxus. They're going to try to score a last-second goal. Ace Pocket plays it perfectly. Just dunks it to the ground.
Yeah, great aerial there from Ace Pocket. He covers the top half of the ball, making sure there's no way that Boise State could have scored in that situation. He just wants to put it to the ground and get a new kickoff, send it into overtime. He did exactly that.
Here in overtime, we saw a demo from Boise State. Does look like Noxus has respawned, and now the Broncos low on men. Ace Pocket can't quite get to it, and Noxus off the respawn. Going to end this game here in overtime, just 14 seconds in.
Yeah, there must have been some sort of rotational error, some sort of bump on Baynock or Cosmo Buster, or both, that caused them to get back so late, because I mean, Ace Pocket, he got a clear down to the Northwood half, but unfortunately it just bounced right back for another shot, and Ace Pocket was forced to make 2 clears in a row, which is already a very difficult task.
Well, 2020 has been a tough year, and Respawn wants to help make it better. They partnered up with NACE and eFuse to give away 250 gaming chairs to 18 different collegiate and high school programs. Programs can submit a video showing how the Respawn gaming chairs could transform their program. If you want more information, go check them out on Twitter, @eFuseOfficial, for more information. Maui Invitational here. We'll have 4 games tonight for Boise State, who are in Group D. If they finish in the upper half in the top 2, they will advance to the knockout stage of the Maui Invitational with Fish and Waiting here on a Rocket League Wednesday. And for how talented Northwood is, and we were really talking them up because they are that talented, as you mentioned, Boise State hung with them for, as you said, about 4 minutes, and now Northwood figured them out. Be curious to see how Game 2 goes, but you got to be impressed if you're a Boise State fan, hanging with the best Rocket League team in the country. I'll just say it right now. The teams they are beating, they are 4-0ing, really, really good teams. Boise State, a really good Game 1 performance, and off the kickoff, Ace Pocket puts it home. Boise State once again with the lead.
Wow, this is right off the bat. That's going to be Ace Pocket. I think this is right at the start of the game. He just forces it right through. It's just a great kickoff strategy from Boise State. We see them do that a lot, but it doesn't always work out perfectly. We saw, I believe it was Baynock trying to kill the ball in the center and have Ace Pocket follow it up. So really good job there.
Boise State doing a great job here at game number 2. The Timberwolves took game 1, but the Broncos giving them all they could work for. As Pirates just keeps that one away from Cosmo, but Baynock's going to clear it down into the corner. Buddy can't get it off the wall the first time, but now he'll pop it up over Cosmo Buster. Ace Pocket will try and redirect it, but Buddy reads it off the wall, takes a shot on net. Baynock makes an excellent save. Pirates, though, has the rebound, and Ace Pocket this time pushes it away, goes over Buddy, knocks this there, redirects it over Ace Pocket, over to his teammate Pirates, and you can see Northwood setting up these plays. Unfortunately, that pass to Buddy a bit high, and the Broncos should be able to clear this one out. Baynock and Noxus racing for the ball. But a nice pass over to Cosmo Buster. Oh no, he was just a little bit right, and Boise State misses a golden opportunity to add to their lead.
And I got to say, I'm slightly underwhelmed with how Northwood is playing. I'd say they definitely are playing at a little bit more consistent than Boise State. But as far as the speed and everything, it seemed pretty evenly matched. I think for Boise State, it really just comes down to the double commits, because we're not really seeing many of those from Northwood. But Boise State, every so often on defense, you see a little bit of panic, but the offense clearly makes up for it as this great passing play from Cosmo over to Ace Pocket. He drops it down to Baynock for the just beautiful shot.
Boise State with a 2-0 lead over Northwood, and as much as I'd like to say I saw this coming, this is not what I expected here. I thought Boise State would keep it close, but right now they're giving the Timberwolves all they can handle. Right off the kickoff, though, Buddy wins it. Ace Pocket is able to steal it away from him. the Broncos on defense, which is what we talked about. And we've seen some double commits. They've been able to hold on, just like right there. Baynock with a last-second save. Unfortunately, nobody gets on the ball. It's going to allow Noxious for another attempt. He'll try and waterfall it down, but a great read there by Cosmobuster to keep it away. But Buddy wants to keep the pressure on in the corner. Ace Pocket this time clears it away. He's got Cosmobuster waiting. He'll rebound it into the corner, challenge Noxious. Ball bounces towards midfield. Buddy, though, going to corral it midair. Can't find the pass, so he'll double tap it himself, and Baynock tries to clear it. It's stopped by Noxious. He's got one man to beat. Ace Pocket can just challenge him for the ball. Now Cosmobuster gets a clear, and Boise State's defense once again holds strong there for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm, again, really impressed with the defense. Slight miss there. Oh, man, as soon as I was about to praise them, they made a slight mechanical mistake there at the midfield. Unfortunate, but that was Baynock just barely missing his aerial, leaves Ace Pocket in a 1v1 situation, and Nox's just gets a very nice pop-up right behind Ace. Just great placement, but Boise State, they keep the lead. I'm confident that they're going to hang on to it as long as they just keep the pressure on that they're getting right now.
And they are not without chances. Had a couple of great chances in game one to maybe seal it, but hit the crossbar, and Ace Pocket redeems himself that time with a great clear down. See if Boise State can corral. There's a demolition onto Buddy. Great chance for Baynock here for Boise State. You could see it lining up, but it doesn't look like it went in, and Pirates able to clear that one. It was a tough angle for him. He wasn't quite able to find it. Buddy's shot gonna hit off the crossbar. Cosmobuster plays it away from Pirates just enough to force the shot wide, and Baynock's able to clear it down. Knox intercepts it towards midfield. Ace Pocket redirects it just a little bit. Knox is going to push it away. Buddy off the wall, recenters it for Pirates, who elevates. Crossbar double commit, but Boise State makes a save. Can they make the follow-up? Knocks this over to Buddy this time. Ace Pocket doing a great job making the save, and the Broncos remain in the lead. Pirates shot turned away by Baynock right in his face, but the Broncos still haven't gotten a clear. It's Buddy's shot off the crossbar, but no rotation this time from Northwood. Finally, Pirates is there, and that's just a hard shot. I mean, you said it right there.
Yeah, he just powered it straight from the corner. Usually when you're like over on the side like that, like where Pirates is right here, usually you want to put it off the back wall and pass it straight to a teammate, but he catches the defense off guard by just putting a standard power shot right on net. That takes so much mechanical skill to make it that precise with all the power. He does exactly that. I mean, I think with that much pressure, it was only a matter of time before Boise State was going to crumble on defense.
Fortunately, Cosmobuster misses off the kickoff, so it's another chance here for Northwood. We'll see if Boise State can clear it away in a 2-2 game in the Maui Invitational, game number 2, with the Timberwolves leading 1-0. As Buddy tries to aerial it in himself, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like Knox has had the follow-up. Pirates, though, will recenter. Ace Pocket, huge save, but Buddy is stopped near midfield. Cosmobuster, though, going to push it over. Baynock will pass it back to Cosmobuster, who corrals it near midfield. Pops it up in the air for Ace Pocket, who takes a shot on net. The Broncos back in the lead.
Yeah, just again, the chemistry from Boise State on offense is just so perfect right now. The pop just, it was just great from Cosmo, and Ace Pocket was there immediately to follow it up. Just the chemistry going back and forth between their teammates, they're doing it perfect on offense.
Boise State back in the lead. Last time they let the lead slip away in the final seconds and then lost in overtime in game 1. We'll see if they can hold on to it here as Pirates rips a shot. Ace Pocket makes a save. Cosmobuster bumps it in front of the net, but he'll get bumped into a savior. Boise State helped out there by Northwood and keeps the lead as Baynock clears it down towards midfield. Buddy redirects with a nice pinch off the wall. Ace Pocket will go back. He'll push it into the corner. Buddy is there, though, reads it perfectly. Baynock pops it up in the air. Buddy has no boost, so he can't get to that one. And Baynock's clear, interrupted there by Pirates. Cosmobuster makes a great save. Minute left for the Broncos. Can they hold on this time here? Cosmobuster's going to push it down. Buddy, though, intercepts it near midfield, passes it over to Pirates, who takes a shot on net. It will go high. Cosmobuster clears it right back, and the team's starting to play volleyball a little bit here as Noxus clears it over to Pirates. His shot interrupted there. Buddy racing over, can't get to it, and Cosmobuster with a great opportunity in the corner. He's got Baynock waiting. He'll have Noxus steal it. Baynock sees his opportunity, takes a shot. It's wide. Pirate clears it with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, again, I think what it really comes down to for Northwood is the offense. You know, their attacks seem to be really basic, but when they do pull off something where they're passing back and forth just like that, it works almost every single time. As we see, that it's almost like they're listening. They do exactly what I'm saying, just passing back and forth, not just your normal basic passing play, and they tie it up with 26 seconds left.
Once again, Boise State's defense falters when they needed it most. We'll see if this time in overtime they can pull it out as Baynock's going to win the kickoff. He'll clear it into the corner. Ace Pocket charging in, but it looks like Knox is able to clear that one all the way down, and the Broncos might have to be careful here in the final seconds if they don't allow game-winning goals. Pirates passes it near midfield. No one's there, and Ace Pocket plays it up on the wall. He's got Knox is trying to read him. He can't. Buddy, though, going to make a great stop there, and a demolition onto Baynock could be an opportunity here for Northwood as no one's home. And with 3 seconds left, the Timberwolves might have just won game number 2.
Yeah, really smart of Buddy there to recognize the rotational error from Boise State. Sees the net is wide open there. Unfortunately, Baynock couldn't get back in time to save that. But there's still 3 seconds left. We'll see if they can pull off another kickoff goal just like they did at the start of the game.
Yeah, Boise State still got a chance here. Of course, they'll have when 0 seconds are left. Ball double dies in the mid, unfortunately, for Boise State. Never even leaves the ground. And the Broncos will drop game number 2. But once again, Northwood is not the dominating team that we maybe set them up to be in the open, Baynock. Boise State is really the team that feels like they're for about the first 4 minutes. They're the team that's making all the plays, and then just in the very end, Northwood comes alive.
Yeah, I mean, it's in Boise State. They're coming out strong. They're playing really well. They're impressing, I think, almost everyone who's been watching. We kind of expected Northwood to just walk all over them with their performances in the past, especially against Akron, just sweeping them 4-0 previously. So, I mean, Boise State, they're hanging in there. Even though they haven't won a game yet, they're definitely proving themselves. Yeah,
I'd be really curious to see if the Broncos can force a game 4. But I will say this feels very reminiscent of Monday, Wayton, where Boise State, they dominate for the first 3.5 minutes. And then everything would just blow up in that last minute and a half. I mean, there was a series, they had the lead all 5 games and blew it 3 times in the last minute and a half. And what do you think is going wrong, or what are you seeing that's changing in this last minute and a half when Boise State is unfortunately blowing these leads to Northwood?
I think it comes down to Northwood kind of figuring out exactly what they want to do. You know, as we're seeing in the highlights here, like when Northwood does score, it's off some sort of advanced passing plays, and Boise State is struggling to read those. They do read them sometimes, but Northwood was just. It's like they're taking a few minutes to figure it out exactly what they want to do. They kind of start off slow with just some normal basic passing plays, but by the end they definitely step it up and start passing like 3 or 4 times before it actually shooting it on net.
See here, Maui Invitational, the Rocket League version of the tournament. It's Boise State and Northwood in game number 1, and there you go. That's a wide open net for Buddy. First time Northwood's led in the early minutes.
And it's like the exact opposite of what happened previously in the last game, where Boise State striked early within the first few seconds, but this time it's going to be Northwood. They're going to start off early. They're not going to wait until the last minute of the game to show up here. So we'll see if they can continue this this momentum here that they've started here already.
First time in the series, Boise State has not struck first. Unfortunately for them, Northwood has won the first 2 games. As that shot's going to go off the top crossbar. Knox is going to hit the crossbar as well. Buddy with the follow-up hits the crossbar once again, and Boise State with a clear for Baynock. Before it's intercepted by Noxus, will be able to hold on. Ace Pocket runs out of boost. Can't quite find the ball. Pirates plays it around Baynock. Going to pass it over here to Buddy, who sets it up for Noxus. His shot on net goes wide. Follow-up from Buddy. Going to go in. It's 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, that was a double commit from Northwood, but it was a smart double commit. You know, Buddy could tell that Noxus wasn't going to have a crazy amount of power, wasn't too confident in his shot, and look at that. He just bangs it right at the top shelf. Even on an open net, he's going to have perfect placement.
Buster was trying to challenge, just couldn't get to the ball in time, and now we see Northwood start to pull away. We'll see if Boise State can answer. Their offense, when they've had an opportunity, has usually found the back of the net, as Buddy's going to sky that one off the ceiling down to Pirates, take the shot on net before it's turned away by Ace Pocket, who now has it in midfield, over to Baynock, shot on net, but a great save by Noxus, and Ace Pocket can't quite challenge him. Noxus going to try and redirect it over to Pirates, plays it around Buster perfectly, and now the Broncos once again find themselves on defense, with Pirates out of boost. Cannot finish that one off. Baynock stolen away by Buddy, whose shot is turned away. Ball just barely stopped by Knox near midfield, but Ace Pocket with an opportunity. Pirates plays it off the wall. Buster goes up off the crossbar, and Buddy bounces that one away from his net. Boise State coming oh so close. Baynock's shot right there off a pinch, going to just ricochet wide of the net. Buster tries again, and a great clear away this time by Northwood.
Yeah, Boise State, they're playing at the top of their game right now, I'd say, especially, I mean, at least on offense. They look so strong. They're even breaking down the defense, a strong defense such as Northwood. Even though they are not quite finding the goals yet in this game 3, they are definitely creating the opportunities. It just really comes down to the defense for them, figuring it out, not getting those double commits, trying to read those passing plays, and just as I said, it comes down to that defense. Noxus, he's going to get a perfect read on Ace Pocket's touch for a clear here on the wall. It's just a crazy read from Noxus there.
Great job by Noxus, as you said, reading ace pocket, and a great job by Northwood here in game number 3. Looking to wrap up the series. Boise State still got 3 games left, and if they can win all those 3 games, they would still advance as the top 2 teams from Group D will move on. So the Broncos' hopes not dashed here with an early loss to Northwood, as Noxus really going to start adding it on as they are up 4-0.
Yeah, I mean, up 4-0. Still, the game's not even halfway done, and it feels like it's already over at this point. Just, you can tell Boise State, they wouldn't have let a shot like that in, like just straight in the goal at the start of this series. They're starting to fall apart here on defense. They've just got to regroup, hopefully get this momentum back, and you never know, maybe they can tie it up again.
Yeah, like I said, they've had their offensive chances, but it has been, as you mentioned, the defensive weakness, and really a great job by Northwood stopping a lot of Boise State's clears as we Noxus. That shot, though, turned away by Baynock, and a potential opportunity, but there's Buddy once again, as Northwood has done all game. They have been able to stop a clear, but a nice pass from Baynock, but a nice double commit from Northwood, able to stop that goal from going in on net. Pirates does just enough to knock Ace Pocket off the ball, but he bails, though, as Baynock's there, and Ace Pocket plays it off the wall to himself. Doesn't quite get a strong shot, going to allow Pirates for an easy save. And he'll play it down into the corner. Cosmobuster waiting up off the wall. Tries to play it around Buddy, who intercepts it, but can't quite get enough power, and Boise State will clear it away once again. Pirates trying to redirect it towards midfield. Baynock with a great read. It's off the back crossbar. Oh, what a save by Buddy. Boise State thought they had their first goal of game number 3, but Buddy came charging in to make an excellent save.
That was just such a perfect save from Buddy. He pre-jumps at the perfect angle. He hit it off his own crossbar in order to help force it out. And as you can see, Northwood, they're transitioning it right onto offense, and all of a sudden Boise State is on their heels, and they're down by 4 with less than half the game left. They're starting to lose hope here, but they do manage to get it back on offense here for a few moments, so they're not giving up yet.
Noxus clears it down. Good job by Cosmobuster redirecting that one. Pirates tries to recenter it. Buddy and Noxus going to double commit on it and not find the back of the net. And then Boise State with a great opportunity. Ace Pocket clears it down. Cosmobuster just barely steals it away from Noxus, but the ball's still going to go on the Broncos' side, but Baynock makes an excellent save. Now it's a reattempt from Buddy. Ace Pocket going to help out Baynock there and bump him into the ball. Another shot on net once again. Ace Pocket can't quite find it, but it does look like Cosmobuster was there to redirect the ball. Noxus once again a shot. Cosmobuster barely makes a save, and it does look like Northwood has retreated to find some boost. Excellent opportunity here for Boise State, but once again, Buddy stopping a clear. Ace Pocket makes a save. Noxus right there for the follow-up. Ace Pocket will try and play that one off the wall. Cosmobuster clears it down, but Buddy waiting in perfect position back on the Boise State side once again with a minute left. We'll see if the Broncos can stop a 5th goal from going in. That ball just bouncing in front of the net. Cosmobuster will clear that one away. Buddy going to set it up for Pirates. A little too far, though. And Boise State with a great opportunity. 1 for 1v1 here. As Buddy can't quite stop Ace Pocket. The follow from Baynock, and Boise State gets 1 on the board.
There we go. Finally, Northwood, they were on offense for so long. It's almost like they forgot how to play defense for a moment with the kind of awkward rotation there from Buddy to try and dive in without being able to reach it. But overall, well executed from Boise State.
Yeah, Boise State still staying strong here. Don't know if they'll be able to find a way back into this one like Northwood has, but they still are putting up a respectable score here with 35 seconds left in game number 3. So we're going to see a clear down. Baynock racing for the ball. He's got 2 men to beat. Buddy on his tail. He'll pop it up off the ceiling, and Buddy will play that one perfectly as Ace Pocket can't quite find it. Knox is going to take a shot on net, but Cosmobuster just tips that one away. And 20 seconds left, and the Broncos still down 3. Pirates puts it in front of net. Cosmobuster plays it away from Buddy, holding strong to this 3-goal deficit. Now Cosmobuster with an opportunity. He's got Buddy chasing, but he got the full boost. Pops it over Noxus, and Cosmobuster showing he's still got stuff to play for.
I mean, there's the solo plays we were looking for throughout the series. Unfortunately, it's going to come a little bit too late here, but I mean, there's just such a perfect dribble and then a flick right below the crossbar. It doesn't get better than that. Great play from Cosmo.
We've seen crazy things happen in Rocket League. 2 goals in 11 seconds, not out of the picture yet, but they need a quick kickoff goal, and Baynock might have it. Oh, he does! There's still a chance.
Wow, they're going to make me regret giving up on them in the last few moments here, because they have 8 seconds left, down by 1. This is definitely possible, especially with how many kickoff goals they've already gotten in this series.
They just scored that goal in 3 seconds, so the Broncos claw their way back. Looks like Ace Pocket juked on the kickoff, was trying to set up something. Going to see Pirates carry this one down. Great save by Baynock. 1 second left. The Broncos do get the ball off the ground this time. Baynock going to play it off the back wall. Cosmobuster there. He just can't find it. And Boise State, unfortunately, will drop the series 3-0. But for a team as talented as Northwood to have the goal differential be just 3 waiting, that has to be incredibly promising for Boise State in the rest of the tournament, because no offense to Indiana, Lackawanna, and Davidson, those schools are nowhere near on the level of Northwood. Boise State has a great chance to get second in this group.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, with a performance like that, they just – I mean, every single goal was a one-goal game, at least for the majority of the game. And even in the first two, Boise State had the lead for most of it until Northwood came back at the end. So even though this was a sweep, and Boise State definitely impressed us with how well they played, and it definitely didn't feel like one.
Yeah, Boise State was absolutely incredible. We'll get to our Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game for Boise State. All three members really balling out. Does look like it is going to be Ace Pocket, who is our player of the game. They chuked me out there with showing Baynock. Ace Pocket has come on really strong. He was the hero Monday by far. He won several games for Boise State, and here playing really strong against a tough Northwood team.
Yeah, I mean, Ace Pocket, he's always that guy. He never really, he doesn't usually have like crazy flashy plays to show off his mechanics like Cosmo or Baynock, but he's always where you need to be, and he definitely showed up here today.
Yeah, and he's usually just, I don't know if it's the rotations, I don't know if it's just where he feels more comfortable. He's usually the last man on defense a lot of the times defensively. And yes, there were some mistakes, but he had a really, really strong defensive effort against Northwood, who they're putting in goals in bunches on really good teams. So Ace Pocket, to hold them to no more than 4 goals as the main defender, that is another reason why he's player of the game as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, it's the, as you mentioned, especially with the aggressive nature of the Cosmo Buster Baynock duo, you do need a strong defense. And as you mentioned, considering that Northwood was held to such a small amount of goals, especially in the first 2 games. It shows you how great the defense was from Boise State, even though it did look like their offense was much stronger.
Yeah, unfortunately for Boise State, they do get 3-0'd by Northwood, but a very, very close 3-0, and one of those where Boise State can go back in the VOD review and say some of those games, especially games 1 and 2, were winnable and could have potentially extended the series. But congratulations to Ace Pocket. He is the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game for our first of 4 tonight on a Rocket League Wednesday in the group stage of the Maui Invitational. As we mentioned, Boise State still has a chance here. The top 2 teams from Group D will advance. Northwood probably the prohibitive favorite to advance in this group, regardless of what we saw here, but Lackawanna, Davidson, and Indiana all have to feel like winnable games for Boise State. So we'll see if the Broncos are able to take those games, because that game inspires a ton of confidence, Wade. It's one of those where, yeah, you lost, but my goodness, that's like losing to a number 1 team. You got to feel good you kept them that close.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, as I mentioned, it was a sweep, but it didn't feel like one. Boise State definitely should be proud of their performance, and I think it's a pretty good sign for what's to come coming up in these next series.
Yeah, really good job by Boise State, as we talked about Northwood. Top collegiate Rocket League program in the country. Some, as Wayton mentioned, some incredible players outside of the collegiate scene as well. Boise State had their work cut out for them. They came to play, and they gave Northwood everything they could, especially in that final game where we both wrote them off. We're like, 4-1, you tried Boise State, and they nearly pulled it off in the very, very end. Like we said, we've still got more games to go here on our Rocket League Wednesday. It is Group D, Maui Invitational. We've got 3 left, Lackawanna, Indiana, and Davidson. Not sure if that'll be the order or not, but we'll see if Boise State can maybe finish a 3-1 record and be able to advance to the knockout stage. Well, we're going to have our top 5 plays from that incredible first series of the night between Boise State and Northwood, and then we'll be right back for game number 2 of the Maui Invitational for Boise State right after this short break. State, a really good game 1 performance, and off the kickoff, Ace Pocket puts it home. Boise State once again with the lead.
Wow, this is right off the bat. That's going to be Ace Pocket. I think this is right at the start of the game. He just forces it right through. It's just a great kickoff strategy from Boise State. We see them.
Hits off the crossbar as well. Boise State could not get much closer. But Cosmo Buster redirects it, and Ace Pocket puts it home, and Boise State has a lead.
And again, there's just so much pressure. I think there was a couple missed opportunities there from Boise State, but they handled it well. They stayed composed, didn't let it get to their heads, and they finished executing the play. I think for Boise State, it really just comes down to the double commits, because we're not really seeing many of those from Northwood, but Boise State every so often on defense, you see a little bit of panic, but the offense clearly makes up for it as this great passing play from Cosmo over to Ace Pocket. He drops it down to Baynock for the just beautiful shot.
Boise State with a 2-0 lead over Northwood, and as much as I'd like, Cosmobuster, though, going to push it over. Baynock will pass it back to Cosmobuster, who corrals it near midfield, pops it up in the air for Ace Pocket, who takes a shot on net. The Broncos back in the lead.
Yeah, just again, the chemistry from Boise State on offense is just so perfect right now. The pop just, it was just great from Cosmo, and Ace Pocket was there immediately to follow it up. Just the chemistry going back.
That's going to be a whiff from Buddy, but a great knock off the ball by Noxious, who Ace Pocket thought he had an easy clear. Nice pass, though, and Boise State ties it up.
That was such a good play from Boise State. They transition on offense so cleanly. Cosmo Buster down to Baynock. He sees he's wide open, then Baynock, he can't take a powerful shot from there. He's probably going to get saved, so he just drops it right back to Cosmo. It's just a perfect... Know anything about them?
Visit National Guard.
Welcome back into the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena here on a Rocket League Wednesday for the Maui Invitational, the Rocket League edition this time for Boise State, as they just got done taking on Northwood, who is by far the best team in collegiate Rocket League, and the Broncos gave them all they could handle despite a 3-0 series loss. All 3 games by just 1 goal. And Cosmo Buster, Ace Pocket, and Baynock coming alive here, and they've still got more games to go, and hopefully they can carry that really well-played series into their next one, as it is going to be Boise State and Davidson in our second game of the night. It is a 4-game night overall, as Boise State will play Northwood, who they just lost to, Davidson, Lackawanna, and Indiana in that order. The top 2 teams from the group will advance. We've got to think, Wayton, Northwood probably going to go 4-0, but Boise State, after that showing, and against schools like Davidson, Lackawanna, and Indiana that are not near the reputation or play of Northwood, has a really good chance if they play like that to be able to finish second in this group. My only concern would be, how much did that game take out of them? Because Northwood probably took every ounce they had to stay close. Maybe I could see them coming out flat here against Davidson, just because they used up everything to make the Timberwolves work for that first series.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the time, you when you go against a great team like that, sometimes you can be caught off guard. Sometimes you're expecting your opponents to pull off some crazy mechanical play, and then they screw it up. But then you're caught off guard by that, and then all of a sudden you're on your heels on defense. So hopefully they can adapt to slowing down the pace just a little bit to kind of match their opponent's speed, but still not too much to where they're going to get outpaced.
It will be Boise State and Davidson here. All of these best of 5. As we mentioned, the top 2 teams from the group will advance. As we see, there are the 20 teams here in the Maui Invitational. There were 10 top-tier esport program invitationals, or invites, 8 top basketball programs, as of course the Maui Invitational got its start as a basketball tournament. And then we had 2 play-in teams. Northwood, one of those play-in teams. So Boise State was oh so close to not having to play them. Group stage will feed into the bracket, and then the finals will be nationally broadcast. And Boise State, very good chance here to be in some of those final 8 schools from those 20, as they'll be the top 2 teams from each group advancing. As we see Boise State in Group D, they have lost to Northwood. They have Davidson, Lackawanna, and Indiana in that order coming up to wrap up the night here on a Rocket League Wednesday. And I think Boise State, really good chance here against Davidson, but they got to make sure that they're ready to go after challenging Northwood as hard as they did. And I'm really excited because, you know, I'll be honest, from the last few weeks or so, Wade, we've been kind of talking. Boise State Blue has been struggling. I mean, defensively, I think there's still a lot to work on, but offensively, they look like they can go point for point with anybody.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, they looked so strong, especially with how many goals they scored against Northwood. I think that's all you can ask for, like, was scoring so many goals against such a top team like that. But, again, it really comes, like, your offense can be, like, so strong, but at the end of the day, you got to be good at defense, too, to prevent your opponents from scoring on you in that same way just as easily. So hopefully we see them bounce back and change up their defense a little bit here.
See, early on, they've been peppering shots on Davidson. Finally, Ace Pocket finds it for the first goal of the night.
Yeah, great play. Again, that's just a great offense. And a kind of awkward positioning from Davidson, having all 3 players in the same spot. One of them rushes to get back towards the net, and he's not able to get back in time.
So once again, much like we saw against Northwood, Boise State is in the early lead. Is right off the kickoff. Ace Pocket's going to win that one. It'll be cleared all the way back down where Baynock will just push it away. Looks like it has been picked up there by Noob King, but Ace Pocket is right there in the net. Holding it down for Boise State. A clear from Baynock as Cosmobuster and Ace Pocket both go for it. Ace Pocket wins that one. And there's Noob King Hobo Joe. What a fantastic name for him. He's going to clear that one down. Ace Pocket plays it around 1. Hundy not able to get to it now. He will bump Ace Pocket off his dribble, but he's just going to retreat. And there's Noob King once again. Looks like he is the do-it-all for Davidson as we see a nice shot from Baynock.
Yeah, Boise State keeping on the pressure again. It seems like they have someone ready for any sort of clear that Davidson has. Unfortunately, Cosmobuster's going to land on that one. Not sure if the defender from Davidson would have had the save, but still unfortunate that he was just landed right on top of Ace Pocket's shot. But they are going to maintain the pressure.
Oh, nice bump from Baynock. Unfortunately, Ace Pocket just couldn't quite get to the ball. That was a wide open net for Boise State. But once again, this has been all Broncos. Davidson has barely got a shot off as we see this time Baynock is the one who goes flying past the ball. Noob King Hobo Joe going to try and take that one out. But a great challenge there from Cosmobuster over to... Oh, my gosh! No! Boise State has been so close. Now they've got to make sure they rally on defense. But Davidson, they are just all going to pile up on the ball. They're playing a little bit of Bumblebee soccer. Noob King going to get demoed there. And once again, Boise State, this is kind of what we've also seen from time to time. They just try and pass, and it's just not there. And Boise State, so many chances for a second goal right there.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't believe they haven't scored 2 yet, especially with all those opportunities in that double commit. It's almost even more surprising that Davidson didn't get some sort of counterattack after pushing so confidently up on offense there. But Boise State, they are going to maintain pressure, and even though they weren't able to get that goal there, they are going to get one here as we see Ace Pocket just kind of burrowing through that last guy on defense.
I was going to say, huge shout out to Ace Pocket. I think he even got him in a Rule 1 in the goal as well, which is pretty impressive. And finally, Boise State finds their second goal. And if we were worried at all about the Broncos coming out flat after that emotional performance against Northwood, no concern, as they right now are dominating over Davidson. It is 2-0, but it could easily be 3 or 4, as once again, Boise State has not relinquished side control for more than a few seconds. See a nice pass over from Cosmobuster to Baynock. They're going to pop it up in the air. Ace Pocket realizes he over-pursued, just barely taps the ball away from Noob King. And he will go flying down on the other side. So it is a 3-on-2 as Baynock centers it up. Cosmobuster wants to play the rebound, but a great job there by Hundo, able to push that one away from Boise State. But Ace Pocket going to play that one off the backboard, and Baynock will hit the side. And Boise State once again still has not relinquished side control, as Noob King couldn't even get it to midfield. And finally, Ace Pocket himself will dribble it back to the blue side, and Boise State's going to try and regroup here, grab some more boost as Ace Pocket and Cosmobuster kind of both lose out on that ball. Nice demo, but Noob King's able to have a shot on net.
I mean, Boise State is just looking so strong rotationally here. They have someone there for every single ball, but even rotations aside, they just seem to be outclassing Davidson, each of the players mechanically, just on an individual level, as we see. Just as I mentioned it, Cosmobuster, a crazy mechanical play to come off the backboard here and redirect it downwards. Look at this, Baynock over to Ace Pocket, and Cosmo redirects it. He's above the goal and pushes it down. That's just a great shot.
Boise State with a 3-0 lead here. It has been all Broncos in game number 1 between Boise State and Davidson. And Cosmobuster off the kickoff. The number of chances Boise State had is just so incredible right now, and Davidson just cannot find any way to get a clear. It looks like finally they're able to, until it looks like that one's stolen away. Nice shot on goal, but a huge save by Noob King, who's able to clear that one down. And Ace Pocket corrals him near midfield, so Davidson's still looking for their first shot of the game, as Ace Pocket and Cosmobuster waiting around near midfield. Ace Pocket's got to pass off the wall if he wants to take it. It looks like he wants to dribble it in himself. Cosmobuster once again playing some great defense for Davidson.
Yeah, it's just, the way like Boise State is rotating there, they're keeping pressure really well, but I guess it's kind of risky as far as when you finally do get those opportunities, it's not going to work out exactly how you want because of the interesting rotation style that Davidson has on defense. It seems like You see 2 players rotating near post right there on Davidson. That's not usually something you want to work out. But I mean, just as I mentioned, it's like a weird rotation style. But it's almost like Boise State is caught off guard by their decision making, and they're not able to execute their plays mechanically to finish it off.
Broncos still in control here, 3-0 as Baynock's going to rip a shot. Going to waterfall down in front of net. Cosmos for a great opportunity, just a little bit over the ball.
The pinch.
Oh, they tried to pinch it together. They didn't quite find it, but Cosmos are still in control with no boost. He'll pass it back. Baynock goes flying over. Ace Pocket with a light shot on net. A nice save there by Noob King Hobo Joe. And Boise State has another opportunity. Ace Pocket, though, can't quite redirect it. In 9 seconds left, the Broncos' victory is assured, but you'd have to think with how Boise State's playing, more goals should be in their future.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm surprised with how much pressure and how many opportunities they're like presenting for themselves. I'm surprised this game didn't end up like 6 or 7-0, but I wouldn't be surprised if the next game did have some sort of scoring line related to that.
Well, Boise State Esports is always looking for talented players, production, and broadcasters. Top talent, along with good grades and eligibility, can earn you scholarships as well. Sign up today by visiting boisestate.edu/esports for more information. As we see right now, this Boise State Rocket League team, the Blue Squad, as we call them, when there's multiple teams competing of Cosmobuster, Ace Pocket, and Baynock, really getting back to that form we saw earlier in the semester. I mean, as you mentioned, this easily could have been a bigger scoreline game, but I mean, still, Davidson, if they had one shot on goal, that's all they had. Boise State absolutely crushed them at midfield and really had a great chance to work on that offense. They just hit the crossbar countless times. Otherwise, that's the only reason why it was a 3-0 win.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there were so many. I think they had more like crossbar and post hits than they did actually goals. You know, they must have had like 5 of them. But hopefully they can kind of narrow those down and get the momentum going again. Because considering they had kind of that performance, even though it was a win, it was kind of embarrassing at how many open shots and missed opportunities they had. So hopefully they can step it up here in the next couple games.
See what Boise State does here, trying to rebound off a loss to Northwood in Game 1 of the Maui Invitational in the group stage here in Group D. Going to try and look back to get to 1-1 as they'll take on Davidson. Game number 2, we have Lackawanna and Indiana to wrap up the rest of the night. But the top 2 teams advance. Northwood probably going to secure that 4-0 spot. I mean, especially with the way they play Boise State. I mean, no disrespect to Davidson, Indiana, and Lackawanna, but Boise State feels like, at least right now, they are a much higher class than Davidson. And Boise State could have a shot at that second spot here. Is right off the kickoff. Cosmobuster over to Baynock. He's going to get up over Intigo. And a nice pass over to Cosmobuster. There we go. That's the team we know and love.
He still manages to hit the crossbar while he scores the goal there. We see Baynock, that aerial play, and Cosmobuster. He's going to put this one bar down in anyway. He's like, fine, I'll just hit the crossbar and I'll still make it go in. So he finds a way to do it somehow.
Boise State once again in control here early. See if they can add to their point total and get it to that 5 or 6 goal range that it definitely looked like they could achieve here in game number 1. As Ace Pocket going to do it himself off the ceiling. Talk about placement. My goodness.
Yeah, this is just this is something that we're not used to really seeing Ace Pocket pull off. Just a very nicely executed mechanical solo play off the ceiling, as a matter of fact. It's just great play from Ace Pocket.
And a last-second touch to play it away for the one member of Davidson who has a shot on the ball. And Boise State already here, up 2-0. As Ace Pocket's going to win that kickoff. Demolition onto Noob King in the corner there. And Cosmobuster will take a long shot near midfield. Baynock tried to dunk it down. And once again, Boise State proves to be their worst enemy as Cosmobuster and Baynock pinch it in the corner and stop that ball from going in. Ace Pocket wants to follow it up. But a nice job there by Hundy. Able to clear it away for now, and Baynock can't quite get to that one.
Yeah, it looks like Baynock did have a card change as well. And it doesn't even matter because he's still able to pull off these crazy mechanical plays. But Ace Pocket's going to find that hole on defense and put it away. But, I mean, it's just the plays from Ace Pocket, like it just all 3 players on Boise State really right now. They're so impressive, but somehow they find a way to just like not score it in the end on half of the opportunities that they're getting. I don't know what they're doing on rotations. It's almost like they're kind of messing around, having a little fun with it in between like just such a competitive series against Northwood, and probably some more competitive series coming up here. But overall, Boise State still looking very dominant.
I'm still waiting for Cosmobuster's car to turn orange at this point because he has been making some incredible saves for Davidson, as we do see for the first time. The Wildcats get some pressure. The ball rattles around in the corner. Cosmobuster able to clear it down. He's got Baynock waiting. Doesn't quite get this shot. I thought he might be able to pull it off, but it goes far wide. Antigo going to try and play that one in the corner. He can't quite find it. Good job there by Hundy, able to clear it away just a little bit. But Cosmobuster in the corner. Noob King Hobo Joe going to challenge him. Can't quite stop him. Cosmobuster will lose his dribble, and that's going to throw Ace Pocket's timing off as well. And Boise State can't quite find the back of the net.
Yeah, it's moments like those for Davidson where the ball is just rolling in front of your net. We see like one or two people going for it, and they just backflip and miss it when there's like not even anyone there from Boise State. It just shows you how scared they are from the offense of Boise State. They're not able to rotate properly how they would against a team that's closer to their caliber of skill level. So even just the fact that Boise State is pulling off these mechanical plays, even if they're not working out, it still plays into the fear factor for Davidson.
Nice challenge there by Noob King Hobo Joe. Stops Ace Pocket in his tracks, and we're going to see Cosmobuster go retreating as we see more than 200 student organizations on campus at Davidson, including the Esports, that show interest and cultivate awareness in many areas, including culture, politics, art, entertainment, and more. As we see right there, Cosmobuster puts it home, and Boise State this time breaks that 3-goal mark.
Yeah, again, Cosmobuster, we saw him pull one of these plays off at the end of the last game. This one a little bit less clean, but still a nice dribble play, nice flick. It does exactly what he wanted to do, and it finds its way in the net.
Boise State looks like they're well on their way to a Game 2 win, but the Broncos came back nearly from down 4-1 against Northwood, so anything's possible here for Davidson. As Hundy going to try and clear it around to the corner. He'll get bumped off by Baynock. Noob King Hobo Joe going to try and set that one up for himself, but Cosmobuster intercepts it. Ace Pocket can't quite find it in the corner. Neither can Cosmobuster, so Baynock will have to be forced to re-corner it as Nintigo, with no boost, tries his best to clear it away. Noob King Hobo Joe challenges on it. Here comes Hundy in the corner, going to rattle it around right in front of the net, but Boise State with a nice little clear away there. And the defense, when challenged, has been pretty solid for Boise State here into this series against Davidson as Cosmobuster sets it up over for Baynock. Pass back. Looked like that may have been to Ace Pocket, but he was getting boost. So Hundy in the corner to rattle it around. Hobo King Joe pushed off the ball and can't quite find it off the wall there. It's going to allow Ace Pocket with the bunny ears to carry it up, but a nice job there by Antigo challenging, and this is the most fight we've seen from Davidson here in our series so far.
Yeah, definitely the longest sequence that they've had on offense here, and they actually did keep it going, almost getting a scoring opportunity there if that shot was a little bit lower there. Unfortunately for them, it does bounce off the crossbar, and we see Baynock pre-jumping Ace Pocket off the ceiling there. They're confident in this game, even though there is plenty of time left. Even if Davidson somehow does manage to come back, I think Boise State, especially Baynock, is confident that they're going to be able to score a goal, even if this does manage to go into overtime.
Nice little play from Ace Pocket. He pops it up to himself. He'll get the hat trick, and Baynock gets a nice little assist.
Yeah, it's almost like whenever they want to score, they will. And we see Ace Pocket right over to Baynock and then right back. It's just the classic give and go. Great placement all around from Boise State.
The hats go falling. Looks like we do have a party destruction air. Hopefully that won't slow down Boise State. Yeah, I mean, Davidson's like, well, we can't win the game. We'll destroy your party and destroy your fun. Boise State's going to destroy their hopes nearly as Ace Pocket shot goes wide. He's looking for his 4th goal of the game. He's trying to maybe have back-to-back ICCU player of the games as well, as he took it for the series against Northwood, and right now well on his way. Just Noob King Hobo Joe passes it over to Hundy. Antigo comes flying in, can't quite find the back of it, and then a nice pass over to Baynock. Does he have the redirect in air? No, he does not, but Cosmobuster does for his own hat trick of game number 2.
Yeah, there we go, just transitioning onto offense. It seems like Davidson doesn't quite have the experience on reading these plays, these passing plays between especially Baynock and Cosmobuster. So when they do pull them off, it's just that much more difficult for them to save. And this is definitely much closer to the scoreline I was expecting from Game 1. It seems like, although there are a few missed opportunities for Boise State, they're definitely taking advantage of a lot more of them.
Minute left here in game number 2. You see a double commit there. Boise State, both Baynock and Ace Pocket come charging in. Baynock still looking for his first goal, and Noob King Hobo Joe going to make sure that doesn't happen with a nice demolition. Ace Pocket centers it. Hundy, though, clears it away right over Baynock. Can't quite get the mid-boost, but he is able to get that ball down into the corner. He'll force Cosmobuster to play it over to Baynock. He'll slam it into the ground. Ace Pocket tries to play it around Noob King, but can't quite do it. Now he gets bumped off the ball. Actually, it's just demoed. Doesn't even touch the ball, but he will. Nice little finesse play there, making sure Ace Pocket suffers for the goals he's scored in this series. And Noob King Hobo Joe clears it down on opportunity here as Baynock goes racing back in the corner. Antigo, he can't find it. Can Hundy get a shot on net? It's weak enough that Baynock's able to retreat, but the ball's still bouncing around. Boise State's got to be careful, and a nice pinch there by Cosmobuster.
Wow. I mean, even when they're on defense, it's like Boise State always finds a way out of the hole that they seems like they've dug themselves half the time when they're the way they're pre-jumping and rotating on offense. They're just so confident with their ability to score goals when they want to that they can confidently go for freestyle plays and still be pretty comfortable.
Maui Invitational, game number 2 of Group D here between Boise State and Davidson. The Broncos looking to close this series out and get back to a 1-1 record as they drop their first game to Northwood. Fish and waiting here, Rocket League Wednesday, and it's been a pretty good showing from Boise State's team so far. Cosmobuster, Ace Pocket, and Baynock have done a really, really good job of getting back into the form that we saw them in the early months of this semester, and no letdown after a game against Northwood. Usually sometimes you play up to your opponent just as much as you can play down to your opponent, and Boise State has made sure they have not fallen into that trap against Davidson.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm worried about one thing for Boise State is I hope they don't carry this
5 or
confidence
6
into
goal
the
range
next
that it
series later on. Because I think it's pretty safe to say Boise State is outclassing Davidson here. They're going to win this series, probably in this next game, as a matter of fact. But I mean, just like moving forward, I hope it's important to be confident when you're going into these games, but it's important that you're not too confident as you're going into them, because then you can start pre-jumping plays and then get punished immediately, and all of a sudden you're fighting from behind.
Yeah, you don't want to have any bad habits form from a team like Davidson, who still earned their spot in, but we've seen this a couple of times where, unfortunately, then Costabuster, who's almost been masquerading on the orange side here and made a couple of great saves for Davidson.
Yeah, I mean, this was a great drop down from Baynock. I think it wasn't quite finding its way in on this one in particular. I think Baynock was the one to somehow pinch that out as he was falling down. A little bit unfortunate there, but I think he could have tried to flip out on his way out to try and prevent that. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't even really matter for this series because Baynock and Cosmo just worked so well together on offense that, and an Ace Pocket too. Just everyone worked well together for Boise State against a team like Davidson.
I mean, Baynock probably, I look down at my score sheet. He's the only one without a goal, so he probably just wants to get in on the score.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't flip out of the way. He wanted to steal that last touch. And really, I have been incredibly impressed this week by the play of Ace Pocket. Like I said, he was the hero on Monday for multiple games for Boise State, allowing them to go 2-0 and the blue team maybe secure a spot in the play versus playoffs. He was a player of the game against Northwood and well on his way to a player of the game here against Davidson, as Baynock can't quite find, and it's an open net. Cosmobuster not going to miss.
Yep, they just break down the defense so quick. It only takes 12 seconds to find yourself with an open net. We see looks like Noob King was trying to pre-jump some sort of passing play that Boise State had going there, but unfortunately for them, it ended up going an entirely different direction. It's going to be an easy open net for Boise State.
Once again, the Broncos in control, and Ace Pocket, who has a card change of his own, is going to tap that one in.
I think this is the Merc that he's using. I think he should main the Merc after a shot like that. You know, he's not usually the mechanical type, but that is just such a speedy redirect directly on net. There's no way the defender on Davidson could react in time.
Boise State looks like, I think, does Baynock have swapped as well? Somebody's using the Fortnite bus.
Is he really?
Somebody is.
Oh,
I think it's Baynock.
I guess we'll see right here. Yeah, he definitely is. He's using the Fortnite Battle Bus. That's a new item in Rocket League. It just shows you how confident they are. It's a little bit BM to do it against a team like this going into Game 3, but I mean, if you're still playing so good. I mean, he just pulled off that exact shot that Ace Pocket pulled off, except even faster almost. So and they're already off to an early 3-goal lead, and we're not even 30 seconds into this match.
Boise State well on their way to evening their record up, I should say, at 1-1. As we do see, Cosmobuster has not decided to get in on the big bulky business that Ace Pocket and Baynock have. He hasn't changed at all, and he's still hanging out there. Going to redirect it around Antigo, but it doesn't look like it's going to go in. Is Hunty going to be in the corner? Nice pinch from Cosmo. Ace Pocket going to slam it home, and Ace Pocket having himself a day right now.
I'm telling you, I don't know if if it's the car switch or something, but these are crazy mechanical plays that we're not used to seeing him pull off. The way he turned his car there was just so beautiful.
It's an excellent start here for Boise State, and offensively, that hasn't been the issue for us. I mean, even against Northwood, we were talking about how offensively it felt like they could match the Timberwolves. It's been the defense that hasn't been challenged so far against Davidson, that like against the school like Lackawanna, who should present maybe a bit more of a threat, that we have to be concerned that Boise State doesn't have anything too bad for him from this game. As it's a 4-0 game, and Cosmobuster nearly, I swear, that man is in orange secretly, because he nearly put that one home.
Yeah, I think he was looking for some sort of back pass there, but he accidentally fired it straight back to his own half there. It almost was detrimental. Scored a goal for Davidson, but it didn't work out. And I think with the direction that it's going, it looks like Boise State is probably going to get a shutout here by the end of this series.
Yeah, Boise State's doing a really good job here, but Davidson has had their moments. You see Hundy going to do a nice little dunk there. He's got Noob King Hobo Joe in the corner, but he's going to bail on it. That's going to allow Ace Pocket to redirect it. He plays it over a pair, but the ball goes way too hard into the corner. There we go. Nice opportunity here for Baynock. He can't quite find the touch, so he's not able to redirect it on net. Ace Pocket flying over the ball. Now Noob King Hobo Joe with a great opportunity, but Cosmobuster is there in the corner of the redirect around. Does he have enough boost? No, but he'll spike it in front of net, and then for some reason, he puts on his orange shirt and he clears it away from the Davidson net again.
Yeah, it looked like on that particular, again, he's like looking for back passes where they're not exactly there. So it looks like he's the imposter of this game, just kind of playing for the other team in moments where he's not exactly trying to. But for the most part, again, it doesn't even really matter with how much pressure Boise State is keeping on.
See, nice job there by Noob King Hobo Joe. An opportunity for Antigo, but it looks like Cosmobuster is going to have that one and pop it up to himself. This one's wide. Baynock not in a great position, but he still corrals it. And
okay, that one was for sure on purpose. There's no way that was on accident.
Cosmobuster pretty sus right now. We need somebody hit the emergency vote button and get this man out of here, because Boise State has got to be concerned. If maybe Cosmobuster like wished he could have gone to Davidson, and it's coming through here, because that was, as you said, that one was on purpose. As you see a nice demo there, and Baynock with an opportunity. No Cosmobuster in sight, so he can't save it, but Ace Pocket shot can't go in.
Yeah, I mean, the first few opportunities where Cosmo kind of passed it back where no one was there, it's like, yeah, probably could have been looking for a pass back, but as soon as that one play happened, it was like, okay, yeah, that's enough. That was definitely on purpose. He just saves Baynock's shot, kind of making the scoreline a little bit closer here, even though it is pretty dominant, 4-0 for Boise State.
A minute and 30 seconds left as we see Ace Pocket comes charging down, looking for his second hat trick. He's going to say, no, Baynock, I want the ball. I want the hat trick. Baynock not going to let him. Nice pass to Cosmobuster, just a little bit in front of him. Baynock will go retreating. Noob King Hobo Joe can't quite find it. Nice shot. Follow from Ace Pocket off the crossbar. Baynock over pursues and off the back pass it to himself and pop it up over Noob King.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden, like Boise State is, they're not even working together. They're all like working individually to try and be the one to score the goal. And it's in result here from everyone trying to go for solo plays. You see Davidson strikes their first goal of the series. It's going to be Hundy, just basically using Baynock as a tee right there, a golf tee, and just fires it right on the middle of net.
Baynock set it up for him perfectly. Baynock will win that kickoff, but no one will pursue for Boise State. Here comes Baynock charging in. Nice job there by Noob King. Going to take a shot on net. And just like that, Davidson's making Boise State pay.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Boise State, they kind of got to get in the mode of like, okay, let's play a little bit serious now. I'm confident we can still win this series even if we drop this game, but if we want to, we kind of want to keep this momentum going into the next series.
Yeah, Boise State may want to try and make sure they are in that top two teams here in Group Number D, are able to qualify for the knockout stage. Still comfortably ahead of Davidson, who has not scored here until the last few moments. And Ace Pocket can try and play that rebound to himself. He's got one man left to beat, and there it is. There's the hat trick.
Yeah, Ace Pocket, third goal of the game. 3 out of the 5 goals for Boise State in this match. And it's got to be the car. I mean, the car switch, and then all of a sudden he's scoring all these goals that more goals than he has before in the series. I think Ace Pocket, it's looking like he's probably going to be the player of the game, especially with the way Cosmo and Baynock are throwing and working against each other.
Cosmobuster there tried to tee it up for Ace Pocket, but they weren't on the same page, so he will have to retreat. Gets the full boost in the corner and able to clear that one away from Hundy. Tries to get it around Noob King Hobo Joe, but a nice challenge there. Boise State still trying to maintain possession of those. Ace Pocket will retreat. He's got it mirror midfield. Plays it around Hundy. He's got Baynock Spider-Manning over on the wall. Cosmobuster wants to set up a pass to him. Doesn't look like he is too keen in it, as Antigo does a nice job challenging it. So does Noob King Hobo Joe, as Davidson has definitely not stopped fighting here in the final seconds, as Boise State clear on their way to victory. As you see, Cosmobuster gets bumped out of the way. Ace Pocket though makes a nice save.
Yeah, right back in time. It looked like that was going to be another goal for Davidson, but Ace Pocket, the hero, comes back just in time to sweep it out of the way. As we see Baynock still on the backboard. He's going to get a pass here, but unfortunately is not able to connect off that pass from Cosmobuster. He was waiting so long there, and he just wasted his opportunity. And now it looks like Ace Pocket is going to be the one on the backboard. See if he can finish this off for the road, and he's not able to. But Boise State looking dominant as ever there in that series against Davidson.
Boise State back to 1-1 here in the Maui Invitational. We've got a game against Lackawanna that you would expect to be a little bit tougher here than Davidson, as the Maui Invitational The invite list for the top 20 teams were 10 top-tier esports organizations, which of course Boise State fit into. And then of course you had the 8 top-tier basketball programs. As here's some of the Maui Invitational. Davidson probably in that basketball portion of the invites waiting, but a great job by them hanging with Boise State despite the Broncos trolling a little bit.
Yeah, especially in that last game, you could tell Boise State, they were just so confident, but again, hopefully they don't get too confident going into the series later today.
See here, the Maui Invitational, of course, one of the great tournaments, one of the great preseason tournaments, one of the most prestigious preseason tournaments in basketball. This is back from 1992, so apparently Doc, probably the only person in the studio who actually watched this game because none of us were even around. It's a great, I mean, it's one of those where unfortunately in today's environment can't have it because it is in Hawaii, I believe hosted at the University of Chaminade, and really just an awesome event. It's cool that they've expanded this into esports because this is a great little thing that's saying esports is coming back and maybe taking over from basketball.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like esports is headed in the same direction as traditional sports, and it's always a great thing to see because, you know, video games, they've always existed for a long time here, but to see them kind of transition into and be more involved in like these college sports and everything, it's always a great thing to see.
Yeah, and, you know, one, don't have to send everyone to Hawaii, and two, it's possible in what's going on right now, which is always one of the benefits of esports is there isn't, you know, any sort of, well, we do have a lot of people on the court right now. No, I mean, there's no one here in the arena. Waiting is more than 6 feet away from myself, and we are very skeleton in the production crew, so we're taking it all seriously, and we're really grateful for the Maui Invitational to invite Boise State, and the Broncos putting on a show as we get our ICCU player of the game, and this time they're going to give it to the Spy. They're going to give it to Cosmo Buster.
That's I've got to say, I'm surprised. He might have had, especially in that last game, probably more points for the other team than he did for Boise State. But he definitely did pop off in those first 2 games. As you see in that particular play, Ace Pocket was in the Rule 1, just kind of boxing out the defender there. But overall, it was just, oh yeah, and that was one of the greatest plays from Cosmo throughout this whole series. We see him kind of spidering on the backboard here. He drives right up, just redirects it straight down. Just takes so much mechanical ability to be able to read that and pull it off with your car. Just overall, Cosmo Buster, really everyone from Boise State popped off in this series, but Cosmo Buster especially mechanically.
Yeah, great job by him. I mean, I'm thinking that, you know, maybe that our production team has a imposter in it as well. Because Cosmo Buster, as you said, pretty sus there. A couple of them were like, okay, maybe he's trying. You did a great job. Like, oh, hey, maybe he's trying to back pass on those. And then some of them, it's like, are we really sure that's what he was going for? But still a huge congratulations to Cosmo Buster. He is your ICCU player of the game. I believe he's a great player. Makes the team more successful. It's like they're helping their members achieve financial success. Cosmo Buster, the player of the game, but Baynock and Ace Pocket, well-deserving recipients as well, as Ace Pocket has been popping off all night. And Boise State 1-1 here with a game against Lackawanna that I would have to guess is going to be winner advances as the second-place team in group number D.
Yeah.
Or letter D, I should say.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I mean, I think it's safe to say everyone's going to have one loss to Northwood. It just comes down to who's going to win amongst the rest of those 4 teams. And I think the winner of this is going to be the deciding factor for who moves on.
Yeah, Boise State will have Lackawanna and Indiana, so we can't count out the Hoosiers just quite yet. But Lackawanna have to assume that they are on the side of top-tier esports teams that was invited. Indiana, of course, is a classic basketball powerhouse, so they would get on that side. But who knows? I mean, there are some schools that have really good sports teams and really good esports teams, so we don't want to count anyone out yet. But I would think this series against Lackawanna is the one you want to stay tuned for here. But Boise State, you know what? I'm really impressed because at times for this Boise State team, we've maybe seen them play down to the level of their competition. As you see here, Northwood probably going to be the winner of Group D. We've just beat Davidson, so Lackawanna and Indiana, the remaining opponents for Boise State, top 2 teams from each group, will advance. And I'm really impressed that Boise State, for the most part, did not play down to Davidson and knew they needed a win and came out and absolutely crushed them.
Oh, yeah, they definitely did. They brought it right back, probably getting a little bit too overconfident, especially in that last game. We saw them kind of messing around, working against each other, but I'm sure they're going to get the mentality back online, get back in that serious mode for this next series against Lackawanna.
Well, we are going to have our top 5 plays from that Boise State 3-0 victory over Davidson, and then we'll be right back with game number 3 on our Rocket League Wednesday, Boise State and Lackawanna in the Maui Invitational. Fish and waiting here. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Rocket League right after these top 5 plays. Weeks or so waiting, we've gotten time to talk. Boise State Blue has been struggling. I mean, defensively, I think there's still a lot to work on, but offensively, they look like they can go point for point with anybody.
Hopefully, we see them bounce back and change up their defense a little bit here.
See, early on, they've been peppering shots on Davidson.
Go.
Finally, Ace Pocket finds it for the first goal of the night.
Yeah, great play. Again, that's just a great offense. And a kind of awkward positioning from Davidson, having all three players in the same spot. One of them rushes to get back towards it.
Things that it definitely looked like they could achieve here in game number 1 as Ace Pocket going to do it himself off the ceiling. Talk about placement. My goodness.
Yeah, this is just this is something that we're not used to really seeing Ace Pocket pull off. Just a very nicely executed mechanical solo play off the ceiling, as a matter of fact. It's just great play.
Playoffs. He was player of the game against Northwood and well on his way to a player of the game here against Davidson as Baynock can't quite find it. It's an open net. Cosmobuster not going to miss.
Yep, they just break down the defense so quick. It only takes 12 seconds to find yourself with an open net. We see looks like Noob King was trying to pre-jump some sort of pass.
Intigo comes flying in, can't quite find the back of it, and a nice pass over to Baynock. Does he have the redirect in air? No, he does not, but Cosmobuster does for his own hat trick of game number 2.
Yeah, there we go, just transitioning onto offense. It seems like Davidson doesn't quite have the experience on reading these plays, these passing plays between especially Baynock and Cosmobuster.
Second spot here is right off the kickoff. Cosmobuster over to Baynock. He's going to get up over Intigo. And a nice pass over to Cosmobuster. There we go. That's the team we know and love.
He still manages to hit the crossbar while he scores the goal there. We see Baynock, that aerial play, and Cosmobuster. He's going to put this one bar down in anyway. He's like, fine, I'll just hit the crossbar and I'll...
Here in Idaho, we do things a little differently. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style. Next, always use fry sauce. I mean, why wouldn't you? Hold steady when out-of-state friends think you're from Iowa. We call it pop, not soda. We always put a lift on our pickups. And we always buckle up because we still have a lot we want to do, and I'm guessing you do too.
Legendary parts for legendary wins.
Welcome back into the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. On to game number 3 here in the Maui Invitational. We Boise State taking on Lackawanna, the Broncos and the Falcons here. Boise State sitting at a 1-1 record, a close 3-0 loss to Northwood, and then a 3-0 dominating victory over Davidson. Fishing, waiting here. Calling game number 3 of this Group D. We'll have one more game after this, Indiana. The top 2 teams from the group will advance. Waiting, I have kind of made it clear, and so is Northwood. They're going to win this group. They are one of the best teams in the country. Boise State has a really good shot, though, here. They have a win over Davidson. They can beat Lackawanna. They're putting themselves in a really, really good spot. As you see here, 10 top-tier esports programs, Boise State and Lackawanna fitting into that. 8 top basketball programs, Davidson and Indiana probably on that side of the group. And then 2 play-in teams, group stage will feed into the bracket with the finals nationally broadcast. So Boise State, a very good chance here. Northwood, by the way, was one of the play-in teams, so they barely squeaked in. So Boise State, a win over Lackawanna, a win over Indiana, Indiana would guarantee that they are in the top 2 of the group. If they lose one of those games, it could come down to tiebreakers, and that could mess Boise State up in the end. You see the rest of the schools there, some schools that if you're a Rocket League fan, you'll recognize teams like UT Dallas, Mizzou, who are at the top of the standings in the PlayVS tournament that we saw on Monday, where Boise State had some epic wins, at least for the blue team. And then you see some more top basketball programs, LSU, Alabama, and stuff like that, Texas, and so well. So, and all right, wait, I'm going to put you on the spot. 2 teams in each group. Who do you think is going to advance? Test your Rocket League knowledge.
All right, well, for Group A, I think I can confidently say LSU. As far as the second, I think it's kind of a toss-up. I'm not too familiar with all of those teams. Anyone could really pop up out of nowhere, but for Group A, I can confidently say LSU is going to be coming out there as the top seed, probably going undefeated in that group. For Group B, UT Dallas, definitely very good chance. I know they are very strong. They always perform well in NACE, and I'm not sure if they're in PlayVS, but in NACE they always seem to do well. And yeah, Utah is also a very good team. I have a friend that goes there. He's a very good player, and he's not even on the main squad. So Utah, I think, definitely also has a good chance. Group C, Mizzou, definitely.
Yep.
They're going to be number 1. They've been they were one of the first top Rocket League teams on the West. You know, they've always been up there for the West side. I think in NACE last season, they ended up winning the whole thing. They ended up going to Atlanta at the end of last year, at the end of NACE, before quarantine and everything, and they ended up winning that. So very strong team there. And yeah, Stanford. I think that's a new one. I don't think I've seen them compete in Rocket League yet, so it's exciting to see how they perform.
Yeah, I would have to go along with you for Group A. I would have to just lean Maryville because they dominated in Overwatch and League of Legends like nobody's business. I mean, there's arguments that they have the 2 best League of Legends teams. So I'm going to assume there's something in the water there at Maryville that breeds good esports teams. So I would think maybe they advance. And then Texas, if it is the Texas gaming that we've seen, I think they're a top team in PlayVS. So they might have a shot in Group C. And we, of course, love to see Northwood and Boise State advance in Group D. I mean, you and I can agree Northwood's they're gonna have their way with this group. Boise State, probably their closest competition. Haven't seen Lackawanna or Indiana quite yet, but I know the Broncos gave them a run for their money. And we'll see Lackawanna right now. Boise State and Lackawanna. Game 3 of Group D for Boise State in the Maui Invitational. If the Broncos win here, waiting. They are really controlling their own destiny in terms of making it out as that second-place team. And I would love to see them carry over what we saw against Northwood more than what we saw against Davidson, because I think Lackawanna probably going to be a little bit tougher.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think Davidson was kind of just play this out just in case. Boise State's they definitely have more experience. I think that was the first time them playing Davidson. So kind of a sign that Boise State has been around in the Rocket League scene for college for quite some time, and Davidson hasn't been quite up there. But this is definitely what you want to see against a game that is considered a must-win, I'd definitely say. Ace Pocket finishing that one off very nicely.
Nice, spike down under JK Foshizzle. Once again, I will say the name game has definitely sided with the other team. We just had Noob Keeg Hobo Joe, and now we got JK Foshizzle. As Boise State's going to try and put that one in, and this feels like, this is what I was expecting. Boise State dominating right now.
Yeah, this is definitely what you want to see. A great kickoff from Baynock. I mean, Lackawanna might have the name game down, but Baynock definitely has the skill game down, at least at the start of Game 1 here. Early 2-goal lead, and that is going to set the tone for the rest of this match.
This time, though, nice kickoff win by Damasaur. He'll be in the corner. Can't quite play it around Baynock, who's able to pop it up over Fezbot as well, but there is JK Foshizzle in the corner. They're going to center it up. Oh, no, there was no one back for Lackawanna. And great opportunity, and something we talked about in the Northwood series wasn't tested by Davidson. Defensively, Boise State has been struggling so far in this tournament.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, when they are on defense, it's always kind of nerve-wracking to see them on defense. Like, even in plays like those, Ace Pocket was pretty confident in that catch, but the fact that it even got that close to the goal line is always a little bit nerve-wracking. So hopefully Boise State, they can minimize that time that they're even on defense and just keep that offensive pressure for most of the game.
See there, nice dunk by Cosbuster, keeping it on the orange side. Baynock going to take a shot. Nice save by Damasaurus. As we see, Fezbot has been demoed, so Boise State in a 3-on-2. Nice clear by Ace Pocket. He wants to follow it up himself, but he misses on the ball, unfortunately. Baynock can't beat JK for shizzle to the ball. And Boise State, not an opportunity as Baynock and Cosbuster collide. A recenter for Ace Pocket. He plays off the corner to himself. Bounces it back up for Cosbuster, rips a shot. Baynock one time. I don't know if Baynock wasn't ready for that or not. He kind of got caught off guard, and Boise State's opportunity will go to waste.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even blame Baynock for not pushing up on that. He was the third man. Both Cosbuster and Ace Pocket pushed up for that shot to execute that play, but Baynock was the last man back. If he didn't score there and he pushed up, then that would have been really risky. So decided to play it safe. Probably the smart play considering they are up by 2 with a little over half the game left. So hopefully this is a little dangerous. Just as I mentioned, you don't want to be on defense too long if you're Boise State because that definitely is not your strong suit.
Yeah, that shot by Damasaurus just clanged off the crossbar. Boise State does survive, and they get it back on offense as Ace Pocket intercepts it clear from Fezbot. Damasaurus on the wall. Not going to be able to get it away, and Cosbuster can't quite get the dunk as JK Precision racing down. Baynock, though, clears it away, pops it up over one. He's got Ace Pocket in the air, but a great job there by Damasaur, able to challenge him just enough to redirect the shot, and Baynock tees it up perfectly for JK Precision to clear it down.
Yeah, again, Boise State on their defensive half. Lackawanna hasn't been doing too good of a job of breaking down the defense yet. It really comes down to, against Boise State, of keeping them on defense for as long as possible. And eventually they do, like, some mechanical whiff like that might happen in front of the goal, or some crazy double commit that might open up an opportunity for Lackawanna. So if you're Lackawanna, you want to keep them on defense, but it doesn't look like they're doing a good job of that so far, as we see Ace Pocket coming out with a nice, beautiful shot. Again, just great placement, great power. Everything coming together for that shot.
Great job by Boise State, too. It sort of feels like that Davidson game #1, where this is really a feeling out. They've had a lot of opportunities, and they've had a couple mistakes, but they still feel in control. It's off the kickoff. Baynock can't quite put it on the back of the net. Cosbuster racing in, dunks it over. Ace Pocket, an opportunity with Damasaur able to clear that one away. Now JK Shizzle on an open net hits the crossbar, and a demolition on a Damasaur should slow down what Lackawanna wants to do.
Oh man, yeah, I was just about to say that's a really dangerous situation for Boise State, especially double committing on offense like that. When you're both second man and third man are double committing, that's always dangerous. And as soon as they transitioned on a defense, I was a little bit worried there, but that demo as they were rotating back definitely kind of relieved the pressure there if you're a Boise State fan.
Nice dunk over by Ace Pocket. Cosmos this time makes a huge save, but he does get demoed, and there comes Baynock out of nowhere to make a great save. Boise State's defense starting to show up here a little bit in the last minute and 30 seconds. A 3-0 lead here in game #1 of Boise State Lackawanna in the Maui Invitational. The Broncos sitting at 1-1 right now, trying to go to 2-1 and control their own destiny as Baynock can't quite put a shot on net. Tees it up though for Ace Pocket, who chips it in and follows up his own rebound.
Wow, just great play from Ace Pocket there. You see, again, the team plays coming out. Baynock got that 50 to set up Ace Pocket, and then he puts it off the backboard. He purposely didn't put that on net because it would have been an easy save, so he gets the rebound all on his own. And now, Boise State 4-0. It's looking pretty strong for them.
I mean, this is something you had talked about in the open where you wanted Boise State to adapt, and these first couple minutes have been slow against Davidson and Lackawanna, but now Boise State's starting to turn the pressure on as Baynock makes a huge save. Follow-up shot going to be turned away as JK Fashizzle retreats for boost. Damasaur in the corner, can't quite play it to himself, so Baynock will clear it down with a minute left, and Boise State in control here, trying to move to 2-1 overall with a game remaining against Indiana to wrap up the night. Nice play there. Cosbuster, though, passes it down. He's got Ace Pocket and Baynock there. Can't quite pinch it off the crossbar. Cosbuster will have to recenter it, but a nice challenge there to keep it away as JK Fashizzle will dunk it over and has an opportunity here with a nice aerial. Just didn't have enough boost.
Yeah, he had a little bit more boost there. You could tell he was setting up that car control, but look at this transition straight from the midfield power shot right on net. That's from the back wall over to Baynock at the midfield, and there's not even anyone there. He's just fired it so fast. It went from Boise State's back wall to inside of Lackawanna's net within like 5 seconds.
And Boise State, this is the game one we wanted to see against Davidson where they took control, and right now they've done just that. 30 seconds left. We'll see if Lackawanna can find a way to break the defense and maybe give Boise State something to think about heading into game 2. Unfortunately, Damasaur's going to really center that one for Baynock, who tries to waterfall it in, J.K. Pashizzle reading that one as Baynock tried to fall on it for another one of his spectacular goals. Cosmobuster just whined. He's got Baynock there for the follow-up. Can they set up Ace Pocket? No. A great read by J.K. Pashizzle. And now Fezbot. He's got Damasaur in the corner. Unfortunately, just couldn't find enough boost, and his shot very weakly denied. Nice job there by Fushizzle to push it around, but it's going to touch the ground in Boise State. Another dominating win here, this time over Lackawanna in game number 1.
Yeah, definitely dominating. I'm confident that if Boise State and Lackawanna keep this sequence up with how well they're playing against each other, how they're kind of matching up to their play styles, I think Boise State is going to have a pretty confident win here. And they're going to be looking forward to playing Indiana and hopefully keeping up that momentum to that series.
Well, Respawn wants to help you make 2020, at least the end of it, better than the start has been. They partnered up with Nascent eFuse to give away 250 gaming chairs to 18 different collegiate and high school programs. Programs can submit a video showing how the Respawn gaming chairs can transform their program. If you want more information, go check them out on Twitter at eFuseOfficial to get more information. As right now, Boise State's trying to transform a Series 1 loss into Northwood into 3 straight and a bracket appearance for Boise State's Rocket League team before Cosmobuster, Ace Pocket, and Baynock. Of course, coming off a really close but 2-0 Monday for them. Both series taking a Game 5, and right now they're not interested in that. As they're probably just going to try and pull away here from Lackawanna in Games 2 and 3.
Yeah, I'm especially after that first game. I think they're pretty confident going into this next game. But again, when you get so much pressure and you win by so much in the first game, especially for Boise State, you don't want to get too confident. As we saw against Davidson, they do tend to get too confident sometimes, and it results in a few goals, especially as they did in Game 3. So hopefully they're going to play smart, not let that happen in this series. They're going to keep this momentum heading on until the end of the night.
Yeah, I mean, they have a great shot here against Lackawanna. If they win here, they basically control their own destiny. They beat Indiana. It won't matter what the Hoosiers have done unless they pulled off the biggest upset. I mean, Maui Invitational has known on the basketball side some huge upsets. If Indiana beat Northwood, my goodness, we would just all go crazy. So Boise State probably has to do some score checking, but for the most part, we have to think they win this game. They'll go into their final game with a great shot to be in that top 2. But right now, they got to make sure, take care of business against Lackawanna. Do you think we'll see any car swaps, Wade, after what we saw from Game 1?
I don't know. I think I hope they don't get too confident, as I mentioned. I think even against Davidson, they were really confident after Game 1, but they didn't swap any cars until Game 3. So hopefully Boise State is going to keep this momentum, as I mentioned, and they're not going to get too confident. Don't want to let any free goals in because that gives the confidence right over to Lackawanna, as we see here. They're going to start off strong. And they score their first goal of the series right at the start of Game 2. And they're going to be confident for the rest of this match here.
Yeah, great job by Damasaur. And once again, the offense has not been the concern for Boise State tonight. It has been the defense that let them down against Northwood. Wasn't challenged too much by Davidson, but right now Lackawanna off the kickoff. And another great opportunity as Cosmobuster will make that save. We'll play it over to Baynock on the wall. Passes back, nice give and go, but Cosmobuster shot way wide of the net. Tries to follow it up. He actually baits Ace Pocket into a demo, and now Damasaur clears it over, but Ace Pocket has respawned, so Boise State will avoid disaster here. Cosmobuster plays it off the back wall. Damasaur can't find it, so Baynock on a wide open net. Going to tie the game up.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. That's what you want to bounce back to if you're Boise State. Cosmobuster, great redirect play off the sidewall and then the back wall, and Baynock is in perfect position to finish that off. Boise State looking very strong here.
Boise State does finally tie the game, not too far after Lackawanna had scored the first goal, and off the kickoff, Baynock with a clean win. Fezbot there, though, and Cosmobuster, what a read! You can't do it much better than that.
You just knew exactly where this ball was going to be placed. He kind of half pre-jumped, jumped as soon as the guy was hitting it, places it right on net, just way up in the air. There's no one even up there from Lackawanna to contest them.
Right, just like that, Boise State only 40 seconds in. We've already seen 3 goals and the Broncos in the lead. Off the kickoff, Cosmos with an opportunity. Damasaur reads that one perfectly, though. Passes it back. Oh, no! Fezbot with a huge save, as this time it's J.K. Fushizzle who's maybe wearing a different color as the imposters. He takes a shot on net. Boise State will try and capitalize here, but a demo onto Baynock. Going to slow things down. Ace Pocket pops it up, redirects it in the corner. Damasaur is there. He scored the only goal so far for Lackawanna. As Fezbot can't quite find it, and Baynock will clear it down. He'll actually get bumped towards the ball, and now J.K. Fushizzle going to try and aerial it up over Ace Pocket. Nice waterfall. Unfortunately, he didn't have a follow-up.
Yeah, a great attempt there from J.K. Fushizzle as he went above the defense there, plays it above Ace Pocket, but fortunately Baynock was there to back him up. And as you see Baynock trying to go for the double tap, probably could have scored that if he got the setup correctly, but unfortunately wasn't able to make it happen. But they will maintain pressure here, and they're looking to break down the defense as Ace Pocket will try and corral this and try and make some sort of backwards crazy flick there to set up Baynock.
Nice job there by Fezbot. He's going to redirect it. Ace Pocket was there. Can't quite get it over to Baynock. So Damasaur clears it over one. Fezbot going to push it back to JK Precision off the wall. Ace Pocket doesn't have to redirect it. Baynock was in the goal trying to mess with Fezbot, but a nice Olay by him, able to avoid the demo. And now Boise State's got to retreat quickly onto defense. Damasaur racing down. Does get demoed, though. So unfortunately for Lackawanna, they will run out of opportunities. We see there, led by Teddy Delaney, competing League of Legends, Overwatch, and Rocket League as Baynock puts it home.
That's the dynamic duo we want to see. Cosmo Buster up in the air over to Baynock. And Baynock, again, he's almost pre-jumping this and gets the perfect power and placement. That's a 130-kilometer-an-hour shot. Now that is fast, and they're going to get a little bit of an insurance goal as we approach halftime.
Boise State can hold on. Once again, offense, something we've come to see so far for Boise State, but defensively, they've been challenged a couple times. A nice demolition onto Ace Pocket could open something up, but Baynock going to play it over two members of Lackawanna. Can he play it around a third? Yes. Off the crossbar. Cosmobuster with a nice shot. Damasaur, though, going to clear that one away, and now he's going to carry it down towards midfield. He doesn't really have a teammate, so he has to do it himself, and Ace Pocket, the last man back, makes a nice little save there. Fezbot can't find it. JK for Shizzle shot, though, off the crossbar. Boise State lucks out there.
Yeah, close call. You don't want to... Usually when a shot like that happens, something went wrong, but Boise State manages to stay alive there off a little bit of a luck. Fortunately, that shot wasn't completely on target. But again, I think Boise State, with the amount of time they're spending on offense, I think they can confidently say that they're going to take this game, assuming the pattern does continue.
Yeah, just got to be careful here as that shot ricochets it. Oh, he had a wide open net on the follow-up, just was going a little too quick, and JK for Shizzle just misses, getting Lackawanna within one goal here in the final 2 minutes as Baynock plays it over one, gets skied for it, and JK for Shizzle makes a nice save as Ace Pocket was trying to set up for something. We do see Damasaur clears it over. Nice challenge by JK for Shizzle, wins that one, and Damasaur clears it over. Fezbot charging in, that shot ripped on net. Baynock redirects it over to Damasaur, who nearly takes a shot on his own net, but JK for Shizzle, who has been all over the place, able to make a save, and Ace Pocket barely saves that one. Boise State's defense barely coming in clutch here to keep this at a 2-goal game.
Yeah, I do like how they're connecting, even if it is on defense. We saw Ace Pocket, when he saved that, he put off his own backboard, and Baynock was there instantly to beat any opponent that would have been there for the ball. But there wasn't even one there anyway. But it is a good sign to see them connecting like that, even if it is on defense. Much better than we saw earlier tonight.
Minute left, still an opportunity for Lackawanna. We've seen it in the last few days, including against Northwood. Boise State's opponents come alive in the final minute. Fezbot makes a nice save here. He's got a chance to dribble it down. Gets just absolutely blown off the ball by Ace Pocket, so that'll allow Cosbuster to take control here with JK Fashizzle with a nice little dunk over him. Damasaur can't quite read it off the corner. Baynock going to set it up perfectly. Here comes Ace Pocket, but he's a little bit in front of the ball, and Lackawanna will hold on here with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, Lackawanna, they have to play aggressive here. 30 seconds left, down by 2. I wouldn't be surprised if Boise State find some way to get some sort of counterattack and Lackawanna give up another goal here, but it wouldn't be all for nothing as we see this transition starts to happen. They try to move it onto offenses and try and kill the time for Lackawanna, but they do manage to keep it on. It's not over yet, but it is going to go in this corner here. Lackawanna running out of time, and at this point, I think it's safe to say Boise State has won this match pretty dominantly, but definitely a much better, valiant effort from Lackawanna in this game compared to Game 1.
Yeah, they will, unfortunately, just have the ball touch the ground, so it's still a 3-1 Boise State victory. They are within one game of moving to a 2-1 overall record here in the Maui Invitational in Group D. But Lackawanna, as you mentioned, a much stronger performance in game number 2. So Boise State's got to be careful here. They don't get overconfident. We saw that nearly strike against Davidson, but they were able to hold on. And Boise State, once again, great position here coming into their last match of the night against Indiana to potentially secure that number 2 seed. But I think Lackawanna might challenge them a little bit more. The Falcons have started to figure some things out at times against Boise State's defense.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just as we said, the way Lackawanna was playing, just seemed much more collected, and like they were passing to each other much more and reading the plays from Boise State much better, just making less mistakes overall. So assuming that trend continues, it seems like they're going to adapt even more going into this third game, and hopefully because of that, Boise State isn't going to troll and switch cars like they did in the previous series. It's like you had your fun. All right, now let's play serious for the rest of the night, because at the end of the day, you have to win these matches, and if you don't, then you're out of this Invitational.
Yeah, and I will say it was kind of crazy when we saw, as you see from Cosmobuster, we saw 3 goals in the first 40 seconds of Game 2, and then everything kind of came to a halt. Boise State only scored 1 more goal, and we have adapted Doc's keys to the game, by the way, Wade, while you were gone. Hopefully you approve of these. The new keys: kick some A's, take some N's, deliver some L's, and collect some W's.
Oh yeah, can't go wrong. I mean, if you do exactly that, there's literally no way you can win. So, or no way you can lose. So hopefully Boise State is going to make that happen. Hopefully, maybe we can get a little bit more specific on how we're going to make that happen for the next Doc's keys of the game. Doc's going to have to do some improvement on that, but yeah, hopefully they can make it happen in this Game 3.
Yeah, I like the just take it to them. I like the right-in-your-face Doc's keys to the game, because right now it feels like Boise State doesn't need much more than that as Baynock, if he could just have redirected that one off the opening kickoff, would have scored the first goal here of game number 3. It's the Maui Invitational featuring Rocket League Group D. Third game of the night for Boise State. They're 1-1 right now, but looking to improve to 2-1 with a 2-0 series lead right now over Lackawanna. They have 1 game left against Indiana, and they win there would all but guarantee they would be moving to the next round. There's a nice pass over to Ace Pocket.
Oh, no.
I don't think he got the touch he wanted, though, and that's going to allow a nice save.
Yeah, I think that was a scoring opportunity, whether there was a defender back on defense for Lackawanna or not. I think if Ace Pocket, he definitely had enough speed with his car and the ball and everything to get the power. If he placed it correctly, it might have been a goal. It definitely wasn't easy, but the opportunity was there. Hopefully he's not going to be regretting that missed opportunity later in the match.
They try and set him up once again, but JK Fishizzle reads it perfectly that time. He'll clear it into the corner. Fezbot challenging Cosmobuster, and Lackawanna right now attacking. Unfortunately, Damasaur misses that one, and they've had 2 great opportunities go awry as Cosmobuster can't quite get the clear. Boise State's still looking for it, and we see a shot on goal by Fezbot. Baynock, though, reads it perfectly right on the ground, pushes it away, but once again, the Broncos defense has to try and find a clear. It has been suspect at points tonight, and they finally get one. Now Fezbot, though, tries to play it off the ceiling. Can't quite find it. That's going to allow possession to switch over to Boise State's side. You can see Ace Pocket and Cosmobuster there. Fortunately for them, Fezbot's able to corral it. Cosmobuster with a nice challenge over to Baynock, but doesn't look like he has a great scoring opportunity quite yet.
Yeah, I mean, and just as we suspected, the trend, it does look like it's continuing. This is the strongest Lackawanna has looked throughout this game. I think by now, in the previous 2 games, Boise State would have scored by now, but Lackawanna is holding them to it. And honestly, we haven't even really seen too many risky opportunities on defense yet, but Boise State wants to change that. They're going to try and make this risky on offense here as they attempt to keep pressure.
See there, nice play by Damasaur. He's come on as one of the key members of Lackawanna. Their only goal so far has been scored by him, and he's had 2 great chances, and JK Fishizzle rips one on net. Ace Pocket plays it off the backboard, allows its teammate Cosmobuster to clear it down towards midfield. He races past Fezbot, who wasn't waiting for it, and Cosmobuster, if he hadn't been demoed, would have been able to score that goal, but a great play by JK Fishizzle, and Boise State nearly misplays that, but Cosmobuster, who was getting boost off the respawn, makes a nice save.
Yeah, he respawned just in time. He almost regretted going for boost on that one. That is always an embarrassing play, going for boost over ball and allowing the ball to slowly roll into your net. But that's where that communication comes in a lot of the time. You got to communicate. The ball's rolling in the net, or like go for the ball instantly or something like that. Some sort of quick call out to let your teammate know who's spawning to go for the ball instantly and not grab that boost, because by default, a lot of players tend to go for that boost before checking what's happening in the play.
Oh, huge save by Damasaur. That ball was almost all the way black and to blow up for a goal, but nice save. Can they convert it to offense? No. So you see Damasaur had a chance. JK Fishizzle can't quite find it. Cosmobuster going to try and carry it in the air. He just runs out of boost, but a huge redirect. There we go, the solo plays we talked about. There's one from Cosmobuster to give Boise State the lead.
Look at this. He jumped all the way from his back wall, got a touch on the carry, and caught it on the ground to shoot it exactly where he wanted. That was just such a crazy mechanical play from Cosmobuster.
Boise State offense finally running into a little bit of an issue here, but Cosmobuster does it himself to give the Broncos their lead in game number 3. But an opportunity here for Lackawanna. See, Fezbot nearly had a chance. Looks like Damasaur steals it away from Ace Pocket. Cosmobuster will pop it back over towards midfield. Will force Fezbot off the arrow. Nice pass over to JK Precision. Over to Damasor. Nice little play there, but the infield pass goes awry, and Boise State's able to maintain possession. Cosmobuster plays it up off the ceiling, but loses the ball, but a nice spike down. JK Precision, perfect opportunity. He's cleared off the wall by Cosmo. Baynock takes advantage.
Yeah, he's up so fast, places it perfectly. Again, that's just the pressure that you want to see from Boise State. Ace Pocket getting a perfect pass. I think Baynock just trusts his teammates so much that he's up so early for that shot. Just great play from Boise State, and they are coming alive in Game 3.
Yeah, finally have widened their lead, and we'll see if they can add one here off the kickoff. JK Sizzle going to try and aerial it. Ace Pocket with a nice challenge there. Baynock in the corner, plays it. Oh no, nice challenge by Damasor. I thought Baynock had gotten around him. JK Sizzle shot on net, but Cosmobuster reads it perfectly. Lackawanna, the Falcons, starting to run out of time here in game number 3, down 2-0. It's Boise State. I thought he made a save, but Baynock gets the insurance goal.
Yeah, that's just the power. Again, even though there's a defender back, the power is just too much, especially from Baynock. Whenever he gets the shot, he's making it count, putting as much power behind that with that flip as possible.
3-0 here. Boise State looks like they are well on their way to a win here. We'll see if Lackawanna can come back. I know we've seen 3 goals in 30 seconds from Boise State. We'll see if Lackawanna can make it 3 in a minute here with just under a minute left. If the Broncos win, they'll go to 2-1, and it will be a game against Indiana that could allow the Broncos to qualify for the next round of the Maui Invitational. JK Fashizzle tries to play it off the back wall. Crossbuster intercepts. Going to try and carry it in the air. Nice job carrying it away, but he will lose it as Damasor recenters. Saved by Ace Pocket, and now he'll wrap it around in the corner, and Boise State's got to be careful. Fezbot can't quite find it. Nice shot there by JK Fashizzle. Hits off the crossbar, though. And Boise State's defense lucking out once again, but they're still up 3 goals with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, again, Boise State, I mean, despite they haven't even gotten scored yet in this game, but I think if they were against like a little bit of a stronger offense, more collected and getting more passes, perhaps opening up on demos like that more often, they'd be running into a little bit more trouble here. So hopefully, as they move on to this next series against Indiana, they're going to get more collected on defense and start making less mistakes.
1 second left. Ace Pocket nearly put in the 4th goal. Would not have mattered either way. The Broncos have won this series, but they want to score one more for the road as Baynock can't quite find it. Ace Pocket can with an assist from JK Fashizzle, and it's going to be a 4-0 final scoreline.
Yeah, that's got to feel good. Even though the goal didn't really change anything for the game or the series, that's got to feel good. Ace Pocket finishing that off. Getting that final goal just for the stats, just for the end of the series and for the season. And Boise State is victorious. They are going to take another sweep here. So far, every single series has been a sweep. Whether Boise State wins or loses, it's all been a sweep.
Yeah, a far cry from what we saw on Monday, where we had 2 series go to 5 games. And Boise State, I'm sure, more than happy. Of course, they would have loved for the Northwood series to go a little bit longer. So we're going to set ourselves up for the last game of the night. It's Boise State, Indiana. The Broncos at 2-1. If they win, they would finish at 3-1 and all but be assured to qualify for the next round as the top 2 teams from every group grow to the bracket stage. We are going to have the ICCU player of the game online. If you want to go check that one out, would not be shocked if it's Baynock to give all 3 players one for the night. He led the team in goals. But we are going to have our top 5 plays. We'll take a quick break here after the Broncos win over Lackawanna and come back for our final game of the night in just a little bit, waiting between Boise State and Indiana. And if Indiana's a little bit stronger, like you mentioned, the Broncos defense has got to make sure they have been shored up the mistakes they've been making in the first 3 games.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's been the number one thing for tonight. It's the defense. Their offense is strong. They're doing great on offense. I couldn't ask anything more. Even against Northwood, they looked really strong. But it's always been that defense. You know, you gotta break it down. You gotta stay collected, not double commit, and just make sure your communication is on lock. And then hopefully everything's gonna work out.
So we go to our top 5 plays here. It's Boise State, Indiana with Fish and Waitin'. Last game of Rocket League Wednesday in the Maui Invitational coming up after our top 5 plays and a short break. In their own destiny in terms of making it out as that second place team, and I would love to see them carry over what we saw against Northwood more than what we saw against Davidson, because I think Lackawanna Hobo Joe, and now we got JK Fashizzle as Boise State's gonna try and put that one in, and this feels like, this is what I was expecting. Boise State dominating right now.
Yeah, this is definitely what you want to see. A great kickoff from Baynock. I mean, Lackawanna might have the name game down, but Baynock.
Destiny as Baynock can't quite put a shot on net. Tees it up though for Ace Pocket, who chips it in and follows up his own rebound.
Wow, just great play from Ace Pocket there. You see, again, the team plays coming out. Baynock got that 50 to set up Ace Pocket, and then he puts it off the backboard. He purposely didn't put that on net because it would have been an easy save, so he gets the read.
After Lackawanna had scored the first goal, and off the kickoff, Baynock with a clean win. Fezbot there, though, and Cosmo Buster.
Oh my
what
gosh.
a read! You can't do it much better than that.
He just knew exactly where this ball was going to be placed. He like kind of half pre-jumped, jumped as soon as the guy was hitting it, places it right on net, just way up in the air. There's no one even. Mechanical whiff like that might happen in front of the goal, or some crazy double commit that might open up an opportunity for Lackawanna. So if you're Lackawanna, you want to keep them on defense, but it doesn't look like they're doing a good job of that so far, as we see Ace Pocket coming out with a nice, beautiful shot. Again, just great placement, great power, everything coming together for that shot.
Great job by. Unfortunately for Lackawanna, they will run out of opportunities. We see there, led by Teddy Delaney, competing League of Legends, Overwatch, and Rocket League, as Baynock puts it home.
That's the dynamic duo we want to see. Cosmo Buster up in the air over to Baynock. And Baynock, again, he's almost pre-jumping this and gets the perfect power and placement. That's a 130 km/h shot.
Here in Idaho, we do things a little differently. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style. Next, always use fry sauce. I mean, why wouldn't you? Hold steady when out-of-state friends think you're from Iowa. We call it pop, not soda. We always put a lift on our pickups. And we always buckle up because we still have a lot we want to do, and I'm guessing you do too.
Welcome back into the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. It's our final game of the night here in the Maui Invitational, the Group D last game between Boise State and Indiana. The Broncos sitting at 2-1. They had a loss to open things up to Northwood, who is one of the best teams in Rocket League, a very, very respectable loss to them. They have then 3-0 Davidson and Lackawanna, and I've been able to confirm during the break waiting that this is for second place. Both teams sitting with 2-1 records. They have beaten Lackawanna and Davidson. They have both lost to Northwood. So the winner of this game goes on to the group of 8. The loser will go home. Here's how we got here. 20 schools, 10 top-tier esports were invited, 8 top basketball programs, of course the Maui Invitational, a basketball tournament at heart, 2 play-in teams. The top 2 teams from every group will advance to the bracket stage, which will take place tomorrow. And this is for all the marbles waiting. This is Boise State, Indiana. Winner on to the round of 8. The loser, unfortunately, will have to go home.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to this. We've got a break coming up, so hopefully Boise State is going to be in a good attitude heading into this break. So I'm excited to see how this match goes. The Maui Invitational, big deal. I think this is the first time these players are competing in this, so I'm excited.
Yeah, really great to see that the Maui Invitational, of course, with basketball out of the window in terms of being able to play, they've said, hey, let's go to the esports side of things, and it's been a really, really great showing. Of course, Northwood, they are 3-0 right now. They're going to take down their final opponent. They're going to go at 4-0 in advance. But Boise State and Indiana, they both lost to Northwood. They've beaten the other schools. So now, winner 3-1 will advance to the round of 8. The loser will finish at 2-2 and unfortunately have their dreams. And as there's Doc's keys to the game, Boise State looking to kick some A's, take some N's, deliver some L's, and collect some W's here against the Hoosiers, who might be their toughest test because, of course, Northwood is incredibly talented and Boise State was almost on the same playing field, but not quite. Lackawanna and Davidson, Boise State would clearly outclassed. So this could be our first non-3-0 series of the night.
Yeah, I definitely agree. This is going to be the closest matchup of tonight, I'd say. Even though we were pretty surprised by how well Boise State did against Northwood, by the series length, it didn't end up being that close. So tonight, this is the final series. This decides who's going to make it in that top 2, who's going to be moving on in the Maui Invitational. Is it Indiana or is it Boise State? We're going to find out right now.
Boise State all night has struck first, so we'll see if they can do just that. It's a great play by Morph, and Baynock forced to make a huge save just 5 seconds in. Yo Biggie trying to make it a 1-0 Indiana lead. Cosmobuster gets run into by Ace Pocket. Boise State maybe not on the same page to start. Cosmobuster gets the full boost in the corner, going to recenter it over for Baynock, who doesn't come anywhere close to the ball. So you see Ace Pocket going to try and pass it over. He's got Cosmobuster waiting. Going to play it over into the corner. He's got Baynock charging in, but Morph reads that one perfectly. Nice dunk, though, by Ace Pocket, but Indiana looks like they're going to deny Boise State.
Yeah, I mean, Boise State slightly on offense here, but Indiana playing pretty safe, pretty smart there on defense, not really getting too antsy for clears or anything like that, and they just played all together really well on that attack from Boise State. And they are now transitioning onto offense as we see a shot opportunity. They're going to take advantage of this. Looks like 2 players were back in net, but none of them pushing. That's not usually the positioning you want if you're Boise State. As we see Morph taking advantage, sneaks it right by near post.
Yeah, great read by him. Great read by Tide off the wall to set up Morph, and Indiana strikes first here in game number 1. Right off the kickoff, Tide's going to win that one. Morph is going to be able to pop it up. Yo Biggie comes racing in. He'll actually pull back and allow Baynock to play it down onto his side. Baynock tries to center it over. He's got Cosmobuster waiting. There's Ace Pocket as well. He'll take a shot off crossbar. Morph reads it. Recenter by Ace Pocket. Yo Biggie going to clear that one down. Boise State waiting, though. Cosmobuster over to Baynock. Nearly intercepted there by Tide, and Morph reads that pass over to Ace Pocket perfectly. And this is somewhat of the issues that plagued Boise State on Monday, Wade. His teams are just ready for all the passing plays and just intercept them perfectly. As Cosmobuster has to make a huge save against Morph. The Broncos aren't out of the water yet.
Wow, I mean, that was just a great shot and an even better save there from Cosmobuster. You can tell Indiana, they're definitely the strongest matchup that Boise State has had tonight aside from Northwood. So definitely an excited series ahead of us.
A nice bump up in the air. Morph going to win the 50 to the ball, though. Ace Pocket redirects it just slightly off the wall. Yo Biggie will bicycle it up in the air. Tide recenters it. He's got Morph who's going to whip a 180. Off the crossbar, can't quite find the double tap, and Boise State's able to clear it down, and Yo Biggie will find it. Stops Cosmobuster for just a moment. He'll play it off back wall. Unfortunately, no one there. Baynock's shot turned away, and Boise State's offense right now struggling for the first time tonight as Morph's going to intercept Baynock's dribble.
A lot of plays at the midfield here I'm seeing. That's really what it's going to come down to in this match. It seems like, because just like that wasn't even an offensive pressure play. That was just a play that started at the midfield, found its way towards the net, and Cosmobuster, unfortunately, making a little mistake there. Not quite to get the touch he wanted, but like, what a shot from Yo Biggie to land on the backboard and put it all in his own.
Boise State already down 2-0, and we'll see if their offense can get them back in it. Then the offense that's carried the Broncos most of the night, with the defense showing signs of weakness, and right now with a 2-0 Indiana lead, a shot right on the ground turned away by Morph, and now Boise State's got to go back defensively once again. Morph going to try and carry it, pops it up. Ace Pocket reads it just enough. Tide with the follow-up, can't quite challenge him. He's got Yo Biggie racing in. Cosmobuster wins the dunk over him, though. But Morph right back. Nice clear back by Cosmobuster. Bounced it off the back wall. Tide, though, will redirect it.
Yeah, nice play overall. Again, Indiana are comfortable on defense, and that is just canceling out any sort of offensive pressure and skill that Boise State has had tonight. And considering that's their strong suit, and they're not able to use it, it's looking like to be a little bit of an issue for Boise State if their offense isn't working as well as it was against these previous teams.
They're not going to be able to intercept Morph's ball, play it to himself in the corner. He'll try and play it off the backboard, but Yo Biggie pops it up in the air. Tide more than enough boost to play it down. Ace Pocket is just able to hit it back onto the Indiana side. He's got an open net, one man to beat. He'll teardrop it over, but a huge save by Morph. And Boise State's best opportunity immediately goes awry, and they've got to retreat. Yo Biggie can't quite beat Baynock to the ball, but Tide can. Great redirect there by Baynock.
Yeah, great 50, great dunk, reading the opponents well. Just both teams just seem so evenly matched here, especially at the midfield. And it seems like, it's all about the midfield play. Just a great demo there from Ace Pocket. It's all about the midfield. Whoever establishes that pressure first is going to be at a great advantage. And throughout this entire match, it seems like almost all of it has been played at the midfield.
You're right there, Baynock. Hits it over to Morph at midfield. Cosmobuster will demo him, but can't quite find the ball. That's going to allow Yo Biggie to beat Ace Pocket and just pinch it over to the Broncos side. Baynock will clear it. There's Morph off the respawn. Takes his shot. It's high. Cosmobuster tries to corral it. Tide steals it away. It's centered again. With 1 minute left, the Broncos need 2 goals here in a hurry. Cosmobuster has a great opportunity. Tries to play it off the back wall, and Morph reads it perfectly. And I think you nailed it, Wade. And Boise State's offensive pressure all has been nullified by an Indiana team as Cosmobuster makes a huge save that clearly is more comfortable on defense and stopping anything Boise State wants to do.
Yeah, it's just Boise State hasn't really created many opportunities for themselves. Even against Northwood, it seems like they seem to be doing an even better job. But Indiana, it seems like their defense is one of their strong suits. And considering they don't need to have that strong of an offense to break down Boise State, at least tonight, they're doing that just fine too. So Indiana definitely looking more dominant in this first match here. But again, anything can happen even in the final seconds of this first game.
Nice save there by Ace Pocket. They got a demo on to Morph. We've seen against Northwood, Boise State scored a goal in 3 seconds off a kickoff. So if they can score here soon, they'll have a chance. Unfortunately, I think time will be against them as they're just going to unfortunately run out. 1 second left. Nice pop-up by Ace Pocket. A nice save by Morph. And it's a 2-0 Indiana victory in game number 1. It's the last game of the night in the Maui Invitational for the group stage. Winner here advances to the bracket of 8. The loser will end with a 2-2 record and unfortunately not move on, as both teams sitting at 2-1 with wins over Lackawanna and Davidson and losses to Northwood. And right now, Boise State really struggling. But first, let's tell you guys about Black Box VR, because we would all love to be able to just level up real life by playing a game instead of leveling up an on-screen character. It is now possible. Black Box VR Arena, Beartella and I, one of our other casters, checked it out earlier this week. It is super amazing. I would highly recommend it. We just went for our first session. We're talking about going back tomorrow as well. If you want more information, 1, keep following Boise State Esports on Twitch to see upcoming Black Box VR events, and 2, go check them out online. blackbox-vr.com. If you're in Boise, it's in the Zions Bank building. Could not recommend more that you go check it out. It is a ton of fun. You don't even feel like you're working out. You just feel like you're playing a video game. Speaking of that, we're going to go back to a video game here with Rocket League. And how does Boise State break through this Indiana defense, Wayton? Because it feels like everything the Broncos want to do, the Hoosiers know exactly where the ball's going to go, and they stop it in its tracks.
You know, one thing that that Boise State, especially Baynock, has been known for throughout this season that we haven't seen barely any of tonight is the demos on rotation on offense. You know, I think that if nothing was working throughout that game, they tried almost everything. They tried passing plays, they tried some solo plays, and nothing really seemed to be work out. It's not like those plays were crazy advanced, but still, they shouldn't have to be advanced to at least see some sort of opportunity there. So I think really what it comes down to with the skill set that Boise State has right now is those demos on rotation. So hopefully, I'm particularly looking at Baynock to hopefully bring those out in this next game here. And if that does, then I think that's a good sign for Boise State.
The demo actually starts off for Indiana and nearly sets them up for a great start. Unfortunately, with the ball bouncing towards midfield with no one in the Bronco goal, there was no one for Indiana who was in position to take a shot. But the Hoosiers still controlling it in the early going of game number 2. It's an issue we've talked about all night for Boise State. It reared its head in the Northwood series and right off the crossbar. Tide can't find it, but Yo Biggie can. And once again, Boise State's inability to find clears cost them dearly.
Yeah, I mean, Ace Pocket, it looked like he had possession, but he didn't realize that Toby was going to get another touch on that before he could get to it in time, or Tide before he could get to it in time. So just got to, at some point, you just got to watch the opponents just to make sure they're doing exactly what you think they are, so that way you don't get caught off guard during plays like that.
Kickoff nearly goes in. It was a great job, I think, by Ace Pocket to just sort of ram himself into a member of Indiana and stop what could have been a wide open net. Tide makes a great save. Cosmos on the follow-up, but Ace Pocket accidentally hits it away, and Boise State can't quite find it. There's Cosmo to Baynock, but Morph reads it perfectly once again. And Yo Biggie's able to clear it down. Ace Pocket, north midfield, where Wayton has pointed out most of the action has happened, is able to win that one away. And Yo Biggie gives Indiana the possession. Nice job there by Ace Pocket to clear it over to Cosmo Buster, but Tide wins off the wall. And Boise State, once again on defense, has to find a clear as Morph just can't quite redirect it.
It's like almost every single time the ball is at midfield, it ends up going towards the Boise State half. That's not what you want when you're on defense there, because the more time you spend on defense, especially considering that's your lacking skill, at least tonight, that is not what you want to happen. So in order to prevent that, you just got to make sure you're getting those midfield plays happening, keeping possession most of all, because right now it seems like Indiana is holding possession almost all the time at the midfield.
See there, nice job by Tide. Yo Biggie came charging in. Ace Pocket tries to pop it up. He will get bumped off the ball. Baynock will overdrive it, and that allows Yo Biggie to clear it right back to the Bronco net. Cosmobuster takes possession, but a nice challenge by Morph. Going to set up Tide. He'll play it off the wall to himself. Once again back to himself, and there's comes Yo Biggie. He'll pinch it off wall. Trying to set something up for Tide, who was going in the center. There was no one in net for Boise State. A nice bump onto Ace Pocket. We'll take him out of the play, but Cosmobuster clears it down, and no one back there.
It's just out of nowhere. Cosmobuster, he sees the highway, just places it above that third man, pushed up a little bit too far. Just he was up to that aerial, just had a great read on the situation, took advantage of that opportunity. That's what you want to see from Boise State.
Tie game here. Boise State's first goal of the series in game number 2. They lost 3-0 in game number 1. So you see Tide pinch it off the wall, centers it over for Morph, who challenges Cosmobuster, and the ball will once again roll onto the blue corner. Ace Pocket off the wall and the ceiling, going to try and follow that up, but a great read by Yo Biggie, steals it away. Cosmobuster just barely keeps it away from him, and now Tide's able to follow it up. Baynock in the corner, plays it over one. He's got Cosmobuster there as well, but to play it over another one before Morph, the final member back, will be able to just barely keep it on the blue side, and Boise State still looking for a clear. Yo Biggie reads it perfectly.
Yeah, that's the possession. You can't just send it away like that. If you're Ace Pocket here, you're the last man back. You've got to stall time. You've just got to keep that close at all costs. And unfortunately, he doesn't. And Yo Biggie, he's going to take advantage.
Once again, Indiana in the lead. Winner will go on to the round of 8. The loser will end at 2-2 and not advance, with Northwood winning the group. And Ace Pocket, once again, Boise State back in it. He's got no one back there as Cosmos recenters it, but a great recovery by Indiana. Looks like that was Yo Biggie. And now Boise State's got to be careful as Baynock has to make a save after Ace Pocket got bumped into that ball. Shot on net by Yo Biggie, saved by Ace Pocket, but Morph's going to elevate. Recenter it for his teammate. Can't quite find the right touch, but Yo Biggie can. He'll play it off ceiling. Cosmobuster overdrives the ball, and that's going to make Baynock be the last one to make a save. He's got no boost left. Cosmobuster got the boost in the corner, so he is fully ready to go, and he's going to be the member for Boise State who makes the clear. Ace Pocket, just enough to pop it over. Remember, Yo Biggie reads it perfectly. Up in the air, Baynock goes up, shakes a shot on net. Ace Pocket tried to spike it down, but a huge read by Morph, and Tide just keeps it away from Cosmobuster, and Boise State still can't find the back of the net.
Yeah, whenever Boise State has pressure on offense, it seems to only last like 15 seconds. If I were them, I would just try and wait for your opportunities. Just have offensive pressure. Maybe not take some shots too early on, because it seems like every time they take a shot, Indiana just takes it possession and gets a controlled attack transition on the offense. As we see here, the missed opportunity for Indiana. Probably should have scored that one, but Boise State, regardless, is going to try and transition. They're unfortunately not able to, and Indiana does get back on defense pretty quickly.
Minute left. The Broncos only down by 1. They have a chance this time, as last time they found themselves down 2-0, which was the final score of game number 1. You see Ace Pocket makes a nice save there. Unfortunately, doesn't get the clears. Yo Biggie sets it up for Tide. Ball still in front of the Bronco net. Ace Pocket clears it past 1, but Morph refires it on net. Oh, what a save by Cosmobuster, and Boise State can't find a clear. They need one quickly here. There's Ace Pocket, finally gets it into the corner. You see Cosmobuster racing it down. He'll spike it off back wall. He's got Baynock going up, dunks it under Tide. Ace Pocket with an opportunity, wants to teardrop it over. Morph reads it perfectly. Morph on defense has been spectacular for Indiana. With 30 seconds left, Boise State's got to reset here and not allow more shots on net.
Yeah, you're running out of time here. You've got to score. This is the tough part about playing from behind. You've got to play as aggressive as possible, and unfortunately, Ace Pocket is not able to get that clear on the pre-flip back to net. And this is going to give Indiana a 2-goal lead. They're going to be pretty comfortable. 15 seconds left at this new kickoff. Boise State, I mean, they've got to get 2 kickoff goals in a row to have a chance at game 2 here.
We saw it earlier. They scored a kickoff goal in 3 seconds and couldn't find the second one. Unfortunately, Indiana's kickoffs have been solid all night as they win that one. Morph there in the position, but he misses on it. A great chance for Boise State, but Baynock couldn't beat Yo Biggie to the ball. The Broncos score! And they've still got a chance.
Wow, just out of nowhere. This I don't even know if I would consider this a kickoff goal. It seems like Yo Biggie he did what Ace Pocket did earlier. Just kind of sent it away too far away, and Cosmobuster took advantage from him giving up possession there. Now we've got 5 seconds left, down by 1. It's not over yet, especially with Boise State's kickoff strategies being so strong.
Yo Biggie plays it perfectly, though, so the Broncos have got to keep it off the wall and carry it the length of the field. Cosmobuster going to play it over there, and a nice redirect prevents it. Baynock from getting there. So Boise State's got their work cut out for them here. Game 3 coming up here in Group D of the Maui Invitational. Both teams sitting at 2-1. Winner will advance, loser will go home. And Boise State's got to come up with a reverse sweep. And once again, the Indiana defense, especially Morph, they've read everything Boise State wants to do perfectly, and they have stopped. You've talked about it. We haven't seen the demos because we've seen the passing plays, we've seen the solo plays, and Morph has basically predicted all of them.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell he's got that high-level experience because he is doing it really well. He's saving anything that Boise State throws at them, unless he's just not back in general. As we saw, there were a couple counterattacks there that Boise State got to make it so close at the end there, especially that huge clear from Cosmobuster beating any defender or any offender on offense there. So we're probably going to see it in the highlights here. Yeah, there it is exactly. Cosmo getting that huge clear all the way down, and the only reason Morph wasn't able to stop that one was because he just wasn't there. And it just really comes down to demoing on rotation, taking a little bit more time to break it down if you're Boise State, because right now, if you're just firing shots on early on in your pressure, one, you're going to give up that pressure pretty easily, and two, it's got a very slim chance of finding its way to the back of the net, especially with how great Indiana's defense has been.
I would be curious, and just something that pops into my mind, and maybe I'm totally off base, waiting, is I wonder if where Indiana's schedule was. Because we saw Boise State, they played Northwood, toughest team in the group first, and then had some easier games. I wonder if Indiana is coming off a game against Northwood, that they're maybe more ready to go and still in that high groove, where for Boise State against Lackawanna and Davidson, no offense to them, those were easy games where we maybe saw some bad habits for Boise State come to form. And maybe that's the reason for Boise State struggling here against Indiana, because this feels like a team Boise State could easily beat if defensively they had things figured out, as Yo Biggie gets a free shot on net.
Yeah, this is definitely not the Boise State we were seeing at the beginning of today. They looked so much stronger earlier today with just how well they were playing against Northwood. They were scoring and opening up the opportunities on their own, but against Indiana, which it's not like their defense is bad, they're still very solid, but I wouldn't say it's as strong as Northwood's defense was. But still, Boise State is struggling even more with it than they were against Northwood.
See, nearly Morph carries it from his own side into the Bronco net, as Indiana has already scored. Once again, Boise State's got to dig themselves out of a hole here early in game number 3. The Broncos need a reverse sweep to keep their hopes alive. If Indiana wins one of the next 3 games, the Hoosiers will be advancing to the round of 8 in the Maui Invitationals. Cosmobuster in the corner, puts it up on net. Unfortunately, no one there for Boise State. One of the few times Morph wasn't ready. Ace pocket over to Baynock. He just hits it off the crossbar, and there is Morph and Tide. Down in the corner, looks like Tide can't quite recenter it, though. And Boise State's going to have an opportunity, but once again, they have struggled to get clears, as that's exactly what Ace pocket will get. But Morph right in the net, right in his home, he gets a nice job, a nice save.
Yeah, overall, Boise State, they're looking stronger, but again, no demos. And in fact, they're getting demoed right there. Tide getting a demo on Ace Pocket, and that seems to be what's opening up a lot of midfield opportunities for Indiana a lot of the time, is those demos at midfield. Those can open up huge opportunities to disrupt rotations, and just as we saw, that was I don't even know if that was an opportunity, because there was just a defender there for every single ball. It seemed like even though Boise State did have shots, that there was just no hole to the net to shoot on. They just had every single angle covered.
Yeah, usually when Boise State's successful is Cosmobuster's shot turned away by Morph. The man in the rotation, he's not getting demos, but he'll bump someone out of the net like we saw Ace Pocket do against Lackawanna. We haven't seen that at all. I mean, you don't need demos. You just need to knock people out of the way, because Indiana's defense has been incredibly solid. As Baynock passes it over, Morph intercepts that one. It was an open net, but he couldn't quite get the ball down in time. Tide pops it up. Baynock is there to win that one, but there is a double commit from Indiana, but it's enough to stop Boise State for now. Ball rattling around in the corner, but Yo Biggie makes the save. And I mean, you said it perfectly, Wade. Every time Boise takes a shot, there's someone there. There's Tide on a shot for Baynock. Cosmobuster passes it over to Ace Pocket. He can't quite find it, but Morph was in perfect position if that shot went on net.
Yeah, you've got a demo on rotation if they're just there for everything you need. We see Cosmobuster finally getting one on Yo Biggie, but it's at the same time that it's transitioning onto his own defensive half, so it doesn't even mean anything on offense anyway.
He even got another one onto Morph, but Tide able to make all of the plays, and there comes Morph off the respawn. He makes it 2-0 Indiana.
I mean, if you're getting 2 demos as the ball is transitioning to your defensive half, and that's still not enough time to transition it back onto offense, then I don't know what to tell you. You're just not getting the touches that you need in order to play the best of your ability and have the chance against a team like Indiana.
The Hoosiers in control. Nice win off the kickoff for Ace Pockets. Another thing the Hoosiers have dominated is kickoffs, and this might be a great opportunity. But there is Yo Biggie, and you had Morph just in position. Nice bump by Ace Pocket. Baynock over to Cosmobuster in the corner. They've got to get another bump as Morph has recovered. He just immediately reads that one, clears it away, spikes it off from Baynock. Ace Pocket, though, they've got him out of position, but Baynock, unfortunately, just can't quite find it. And there'll be a recovery here. Yo Biggie pushes Ace Pocket off the ball. Nice save by Tide. He's been spectacular as well. And Morph will clear it down. Intercepted by Cosmobuster. Ace Pocket will elevate. He's going to pop it up over to Baynock off the wall. He'll take the shot. Morph going to play it himself. He can't, but YoBiggie can. And Boise State still cannot find a great opportunity. Cosmoster might have one. Baynock tries to take a shot, and it rolls in.
Wow, the only corner that was open there on the net. Baynock manages to find it, and that's really what it takes. If you're not going to demo, you just have to have pristine placement, and that's exactly what he did there.
Boise State once again pulling back within one. Last time they allowed a late goal that gave Indiana a 3-1 lead. They could just never recover. Off the kickoff, another nice win by Cosmobuster, but YoBiggie is there. Pass from Morph over to Tide. It's behind him, though. So Morph's going to have to play it off the wall to himself. Ace Pocket plays it over to Cosmobuster. He's going to take a shot. Tide, though, reads it perfectly. He'll launch it back on net, going for the double tap off the wall, and he finds it.
Yeah, great read from Tide there. Puts it right out the backboard and follows it up all on his own. And that's something that you have to be ready. You've got 2 players back on defense, but both of them are kind of in no man's land. And because of that, they get punished. That's going to be a 2-goal lead for Indiana. 1:21 on the clock. Boise State is once again working from behind.
We've seen this story before. The Broncos got one and just couldn't find the final goal to force overtime in the last 10 seconds. But they've got more time here. Minute and 15 on the clock. But a huge shot. Cosmoster can't find it. And YoBiggie, that might be the goal that puts the series away.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not over. Theoretically, we've seen Boise State come back from these opportunities before, but with the way they're playing, with a miss like that from Cosmobuster, just barely out of reach. With the skill set that they've got, it seems like they're winding down, just kind of not playing to the ability that they were at the beginning of the night, and I'm starting to lose hope a little bit for Boise State.
We've seen them in this position against Northwood, and they nearly came back, losing the game 4-3. And Northwood, no offense to Indiana, is the more talented team. So the Broncos have shown that they can do it. His Tide shot hits off the crossbar. Morph wasn't in position. That was a wide open goal and would have really put this game home. If Indiana holds on here, they'll advance to the round of 8. Boise State would need to win this and 2 more to finish off the group. And now we see Baynock with a great opportunity, a nice redirect. Boise State still got life.
There we go. I mean, that's honestly kind of an uncharacteristic rotational mess up there from Indiana, leaving Baynock with kind of an uncontested touch there, and then 2 people pre-jumping that same shot in net. Probably could have easily been saved if there was only 1 person pre-jumping and 1 person staying back in net just for the normal shot. But regardless, Boise State, they're back in this game.
Baynock, nice win off the kickoff. Morph will intercept it in the corner. Ace Pocket just dunks it over YoBiggie, but Cosmobuster out of position. Can't quite get to it. And Tide's shot goes wide. A huge demolition by Baynock to keep Boise State in it. Cosmobuster dunks it over Morph. He'll demo Tide, but Morph will demo Ace Pocket back. And so it's a 2-on-2 for a brief moment. Ace Pocket respawns. Indiana's got a couple of respawn goals. Ace Pocket can't quite find one, and the Broncos need to score now and have a chance off the kickoff. We've already seen them score in 3 seconds. 10 left. Oh, what a save by Tide. The Broncos probably needed that one if they wanted any shot here. They're just going to run out of time, unfortunately, as the clock will hit 0.
Yeah, great job from Boise State, though. They're going to try and get one at the end. Just one for the road to finish off this Invitational. We'll see if they can get it here. Keeping it up. Looks like... Oh, no, Ace Pocket keeping it up. Morph, they're all working together to try and keep it in the air, and then it flies way back to their half on defense. And, of course, Indiana will be victorious in this series. Rough ending for Boise State, but definitely a valiant effort. I'm really happy with how they played tonight, especially against Northwood. I don't think anyone expected that. They might have even had a better performance against Northwood than Akron did. So, I mean, overall, I'm pretty proud of Boise State. They played pretty well.
Well, Indiana and Northwood, we know, have advanced. We'll take a look at the rest of the bracket there as we see. Not bad. You called at least one team in every group weight, and you said LSU, Utah, and Mizzou would all advance. They'll be joined by Alabama, Illinois Wesleyan, and then, of course, Northwood and Indiana. So very, very talented Rocket League teams, and I would love to see how Indiana get it against Northwood. These games will start tomorrow. I want to be curious if any team can challenge Northwood as much as Boise State did.
Yeah, I mean, Boise State just played out of their minds against Northwood, even though it was a loss. I think I don't know if you can ask for any better performance like that against a team like Northwood.
Now, we are being told by production there's some sort of plot twist. I'm waiting for it. So, well, then, that is quite the change. As we have been told, one of the teams, looks like it was Illinois Wesleyan, could not go on to the next round for whatever reason. Of course, with Thanksgiving break coming up, students might be going home. Don't know the exact reason. Boise State, by the tournament organizers, invited to the Elite Eight. So Boise State will find a way in. And they're going to have their work cut out for them against Mizzou, but they've got a shot. That's all that matters.
Definitely. Yeah, it's always a good sign to see. Also, great news. It looks like they're going to be playing on Friday on ESPN2. Boise State will be playing on ESPN2. That is a great thing. That is just great news.
That is really awesome news. I mean, you talked about it. Mizzou, one of the original dominating teams in Rocket League. I think in PlayVS, which is still going on, they are the top team. Boise State's going to have their work cut out for them, but if they play Mizzou like they played Northwood, they have a really good shot to go on and maybe meet Northwood in the championship because, like you said, I mean, Northwood is creaming everyone. They 4-0'd Akron. Boise State only lost by 3 total goals. They kept them. So in 2 games, they had a chance to win. I really am excited tomorrow or Friday on ESPN2 to see how Boise State does against Mizzou.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited too, especially on the getting the exposure on ESPN2. It's always going to be a great sign. But I'm excited because Boise State, as you mentioned, they did a great job against Northwood. But the thing is, they had never played Northwood before. At least this blue squad, I don't think has ever played Northwood. Maybe just one time before. But they have played Mizzou before, so they're going to have some replays to look over from the past and see, have some sort of game plan before they even play their first match. Yeah. And then they're going to have an even better advantage against Mizzou. So I think that's a pretty good sign.
I would be really curious to see how the group stage worked out for Indiana because I do think there is something to Boise State having 2 or easy games going into that Indiana game. I think if they played Indiana like they played Northwood, they win that series. So really curious, but no excuses because Boise State doesn't need one. Illinois Wesleyan could not continue in the bracket. The Broncos get invited by the tournament to the round of 8. We'll take a look at our ICCU player of the game. It's going to be Cosmo Buster here, and Boise State. Once again, the defense, who cares what Mizzou could do? Boise State's got to figure out their defensive struggles first here if they want to continue on in this tournament.
Yeah, definitely. Defense, that's got to be the next thing you work on before your game on Friday on ESPN2. That's just, you've got to work out that defense. Try not to embarrass yourself on the biggest stage that you've played on. So hopefully we'll see Boise State work on that, and they're going to bounce back even stronger than they did today.
They had some bright moments. Cosmo Buster, of course, the player of the game who had a couple of huge goals. Because the other thing is Indiana, for whatever reason, I don't know. I mean, if it was fatigue, I mean, they played 4 games. I mean, that is not something you usually see, Wayne. I mean, I think you can attest. You usually play, 1 or 2 series at a time, not 4 straight.
Yeah.
Indiana shut down Boise State's offense that at times was rolling against Northwood. So I don't know if it was fatigue. I don't know if Indiana had a great game plan. But besides defense, got to get back to that offensive level we saw at the start of the night, not the end of the night.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, as you mentioned, 4 series, that is a lot. Boise State, usually they play 1 or 2 series in a day, and by the 4th one, you might be a little bit fatigued. And who knows, maybe that was Indiana's 2nd series, and they play the rest of their series after that. So regardless, Boise State, they definitely have a lot of promise. And considering they did get let in to this Invitational despite not being in the top 2 in their group, it's exciting to see. So hopefully they're going to make it count.
Yeah, Boise State, they lost to Indiana, but as we just learned, a plot twist, Illinois Wesleyan, for whatever reason, could not continue playing in the round of 8, and the Maui Invitational invited Boise State to that game. So the Broncos will take on Mizzou Friday on ESPN2. I'm sure the rest of the tournament will be broadcast there as well, so if you want to get some information about the other teams Boise State might face, be a great opportunity for them, and I cannot wait to see if Boise State can make the most, because that's the thing. Sometimes we've seen teams in other sports, they get an invite to a tournament that people are like, I don't know if that school deserved it, and then they make it all the way to the championship, and they make people pay. So I'd love to see Boise State take down Mizzou and prove that Maui was right in inviting the Broncos to the next round. Well, that will wrap up our Rocket League Wednesday wait, and we had some highs, we had some lows, and then we ended on a low and then immediately shot back up to a high. So what a great way to end, hearing that Boise State still has a chance despite how that last series went.
Yeah, I'm excited. Again, ESPN2 on Friday. Be there, watch it. I'm excited. I know I'll be watching.
Yeah, Boise State, they get an invitation in the end. They end 2-2 overall in their group, but they are able to advance. They'll take on Mizzou Friday on ESPN2. Well, fish and waiting, that's what we've got here for our Rocket League Wednesday. Don't forget, we still got PlayVS going on, so we'll still have that. And then maybe if Boise State, finds a way into the Rocket League, into the semifinals or finals for Maui, maybe we'll have an opportunity to cast that one as well. But we'll have to see. Friday, ESPN2, Boise State and Mizzou in the Elite Eight of the Maui Invitational. Well, that will wrap things up for us tonight. Make sure you stay tuned for Boise State. I know we've got some Overwatch playoff action coming up tomorrow that you want to stay tuned for. Then, of course, Friday, you don't want to come here. You want to go to ESPN2 for more Rocket League action. For Wayton, I'm Fish. Thank you to production, everyone who is in chat as well. It's been a great Rocket League Wednesday evening that ended on a great note, and that's where we're going to leave you. So until next time, have a great evening. Up for them here. Game 3 coming up here in Group D of the Maui Invitational. Both teams sitting at 2-1. Winner will advance, loser will go home. And Boise State's got to come. Last time they found themselves down 2-0, which was the final score of game number 1. So see Ace Pocket makes a nice save there. Unfortunately, doesn't get the clears. Yo Biggie sets it up for tied. Ball still in front of the Bronco net. Ace Pocket clears it past 1, but Morph refires it on net. Oh, what a save by Cosmo Buster, and Boise State can't find a clear. They need one. Misses on it. A great chance for Boise State, but Baynock couldn't beat Yo Biggie to the ball. The Broncos score! Oh! And they've still got a chance.
Wow, just out of nowhere. This I don't even know if I would consider this a kickoff goal. It seems like Yo Biggie he did what Ace Pocket did earlier, just kind of sent it away too far away.
Still cannot find a great opportunity. Cosbuster might have one. Baynock tries to take a shot, and it rolls in.
Wow, the only corner that was open there on the net, Baynock manages to find it, and that's really what it takes. If you're not going to demo, you just have to have pristine placement, and that's exactly what he did there.
One in net for Boise State. A nice bump onto Ace Pocket. We'll take him out of the play, but Cosbuster clears it down, and no one back there.
It's just out of nowhere. Cosmobuster, he sees the highway, just places it above that third man, pushed up a little bit too far. Just he was up to that aerial. Just had a great read on the situation. Took advantage of that opportunity.
Boise State would need to win this and 2 more to finish off the group. And now we see Baynock with a great opportunity. A nice redirect. Boise State still got life.
There we go. I mean, that's honestly kind of an uncharacteristic rotational mess up there from Indiana, leaving Baynock with kind of an uncontested touch there, and then 2 people pre-jumping that.